What's up, everybody? It's the One Successful Failure podcast. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the One Successful Failure podcast, and y'all already know, man. First of all, before we go into that pause, before we clap it up, we are kicking off season 2. Yeah, I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. I ain't got no goons in the club, though, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's season 2. We didn't put out a whole year of heat for you. We gonna do a wrap up and let you see what you saw in season 1, what you didn't see. Come back. Y'all know I'm not gonna get into that, but go check out episode 4. But we're in season 2 now, and we're starting it off with some heat. Today I'm starting off with, y'all know I'm in the H, and I'm trying to bring to y'all the people who have put in the work, our people, like the everyday hustlers and grinders that if you saw them, you would not know that they are at the status that they're at. But man, I've been tracking this man down. And I'm stressing the fact about the man because I have the privilege today, none other than to have on the set. Y'all know the set. Y'all know the set. You know the set. Mr. She's Happy Hair, man. Let's get some round of applause for Mr. Marcus Bowers. Y'all know I'm Mr. Marcus TV. But I stress the Mr. in the She's Happy Hair because we're going to work our way into that. But it's so crazy because so many people would be surprised that a man, good looking, from the streets, educated, first of all, they would be so shocked at the education. And so that's why we got you here.
That's the part where
that's what I'm telling you. Because it's the One Successful Failure for a reason. People think that everybody's supposed to look like a certain thing. Everybody thinks that people just made it. And I like to bring people on like you who they would never know have failed or even have succeeded. Like you come in, you pimping the crown, you got your hoodie on just like me. Rep the swag. Check his swag.
Yeah. Shout out to Happy Me T.
Happy Me T. But see, if they saw you, they would be like, man, who is this dude? Who is Mr. She's Happy? What does this man know about weave? So that's why we wanted to bring you on.
I know a lot about weave too.
Hair weave killer. No, we can edit that out. But we're not. We gonna start with Marcus.
Okay.
We're not gonna deep dive into Mr. She's Happy yet. We want to know Marcus. Streets of H-Town. Young Marcus, middle school Marcus.
Martin Luther King Boulevard, Marcus.
There's where we are. Who's that, Marcus?
I'm the youngest out of 6.
Ooh.
But start there. Martin Luther King. I grew up off MLK. I started on the southwest side. Sandpiper, Fondren, Dumfries.
Oh.
If you know anything about Westland YMCA, I'm that. I grew up in Westland YMCA, spent a lot of time there, hooping, swimming, playing basketball with no membership. We used to sneak in.
To the Y?
Oh, yeah, to the Y. Westland YMCA. Yeah, I think it's still there, right there, Fondren.
Don't bill him, please. He was just saying, don't judge him.
Yeah, but we had to get better one way or another. And so if we didn't have the funds to do it, we still go do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So growing up over there on the southwest side, I think they call it that's the SWAT. That's A-Leaf.
Yeah.
But I was over there off, again, Fondren, Dumfries, Sandpiper.
Bob White.
Yeah, all that, right?
All that.
Yeah. And so I went to Elrod Elementary.
All right.
And so the elementary school I went to, it was mixed. You know, blacks, Mexicans, Jews, whites, Asians, everything, right? I remember I had a guy in my classroom named Try Lee. He was a great athlete, too. He reminded me of Jeremy Lin. You know what I'm saying? Now, Try Lee, if you out here and you see this, Jason Plockton, you know what I'm saying, one of the Jewish guys I went to elementary school with.
What's up, Jay? He probably in JCC.
Yeah,
How about us, Jason?
So all me growing up there, I got a good foundation when it comes to education because, I was able to learn and not be in the survival mode in the elementary school. So we played a lot of sports and we were doing a lot of learning on campus.
But you just named the area that, if people know it now, if you were from Houston and you named Bob White and Fondren, and I used to not go to those when I first moved here. I'm from the country. They said, don't go on Fondren.
Yeah.
And you just said in the same sentence, hey, man, I got a good education. Those two things don't go together.
Yeah. So the way it works on the southwest side is of Houston, you got poor or, families that don't have as many resources living in those apartment complexes. It's a little cheaper to live over there in those apartments. We don't have a home yet, but we got each other, and we have a lot of fun in the apartment complex with the kids. So you have competition, sports, basketball, football, whatever, right? But then when it comes to education, that elementary school that was closest to my apartment complex, because we lived in Regency Walk, Woodgate West, the Huntington.
The Huntington. Don't
the
Google it.
Willows. They kept changing the Braeswood Oaks. They kept changing the names of all these apartments. But my mom, my brothers and sisters, we would bounce around to all these different apartment complexes right there in that same area.
Right.
So I stayed at Elroy from like pre-K until I graduated, which I didn't graduate because I had a seizure my 5th grade year, right before graduation. So I ended up going to the hospital, all that. So I didn't graduate from Elroy, but I ended up finishing. I was sick.
They held you back as a 5th grader?
They didn't hold me back.
They didn't give it to you?
So I finished. I was in science class. I was in honor classes. So I've been smart. I've been having this juice. I made an A in physics, by the way.
He been having
college.
juice.
You know what I'm saying?
I bet him.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is, though, I had a seizure. I used to have seizures a lot in elementary. And so my 5th grade year, right before graduation, I had a big seizure, and I had to spend my time of graduation in the hospital.
So the youngest is 6. And do we know what the seizures was from? Was it the genetics? Was it just...
Nah, I remember, I think I hit my head one day in the bathtub or something. So after that,
traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, it just started happening after
Shook
that.
some shit up for you.
It did. And so I started having seizures all the time. Epilepsy. I don't even know the difference between the words. I think epilepsy is a bunch of them, and seizure is just one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I used to have.
Google that.
You feel me? I used to always have seizures in elementary school, but I didn't let that stop me from being great. Well, what happened growing up though, when you play all these sports, you end up fighting. You end up fighting because everybody want to win. But over there, when you grow up in those type of apartment complexes, a fight one day, you friends the next day. That changed when I got to South Park and Sunnyside.
Wait, you must be a little bit older. We don't have to tell your age. I mean, we look so good. You look so good. But you said y'all fight and was friends the next day. And that's how we were. That ain't how these new niggas is. So it's interesting to hear you say that, because that's the way I grew up. We gonna run. We gonna take our shoes off. If I whoop you and you talk shit,
you might be mad.
Hey, but tomorrow
we friends again,
and we gonna run again.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody from other places gonna come.
It'll be the apartments versus the other apartments. We have football games like this apartments versus that apartments, and like tournament style stuff. Shout out to Troy Finner too. Chief Troy Finner played a big part in that time period too.
The chief now.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's like a father figure to me growing up. So he used to come pick us up, take us out throughout the city, different games, different events that was happening in the city. And we would have like basketball games like this side of town versus that side of town to keep the kids our age from just finding trouble. Because if you're not getting better or practicing or working towards something, then you're doing something else. And so we always wanted to do that. But at that time, they had this thing called the Police Activity League that kept us busy, kept us out the streets.
The PALs.
The PAL, yeah, we need to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring that back. So elementary, man, like, it was cool. It was just cool growing up. That was the elementary side.
Hold on right there.
6th grade.
You said, shout out to the chief. He was like a father figure to you.
He was.
Listen, my guests always kill me, but I want them to understand that I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm asking these questions for a reason. If he was like a father figure to you, you're a black man.
Yeah.
You're successful now.
Yeah.
You know your daddy?
Do I know my daddy? I know a few of my daddies.
What the hell?
It get confusing, man. So just at 37, my daddy told me that he wasn't my dad.
Okay.
At 37.
Okay.
And all this time I thought me and my brothers and sisters all had the same mom and dad. My mom passed in 2015, so my daddy decided that he wanted to, tell his family secret or whatever he felt like it was, but there's no proof in the pudding. I'm just going off what he's saying. But my mama never said it before she passed, so I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? You've been my daddy all these years, you gonna stay my daddy. But what he was trying to do was kind of shoo me away to this other dude who just passed away in February.
But why would he want to pass, especially you being successful now? Why would he want?
I'm asking the same thing. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing?
Why would he want to say that this ain't me? I did this, because most people are, asking for credit. And I say that people get mad because I ask most of us, do we know our dads? Because majority of us don't. and a lot of the others do, and it contributes to their success.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know if you knew yours was a dad around, because a black man like you, it matters.
The father figures contributed to my success.
The father figures.
Yeah. So all the men that I came across throughout the years that kind of guided me in those particular situations, or at that point in time on my life journey, is what made me the man that I am. It wasn't like no single father or dad. It was father figures, people. Even when I joined the Navy, I had, Eric Greitens, who was the governor of Missouri. He ran for office, governor of Missouri, went to Oxford University, Duke University, Golden Gloves boxer, Navy SEAL. That's who I was looking up to and paying attention to. He was my lieutenant in the Navy. And so I had those type of people that I always was able to pull stuff from and learn from. And I'm still learning from these people, even though they're not around. I might not talk to them. I tell people that the earth is my mentor. I don't really have one single person that's making me who I am. It's the earth.
And I know you picked that up from that area, because if you didn't pull, you said you pulled from them, but they had to see something in you in that area, because a young man on Fondren and Bob White could get lost at that time, and especially having seizures, you might want to prove yourself. No offense, you a little big guy, you got a big personality, but you're a little guy, so I assumed that then when you was having the seizures, you was a little guy.
Yeah, but elementary, I kind of ran my elementary school. This Elrod, like this it wasn't a hood school. This is just, I was probably the hoodest dude at the school, even in elementary. You know what I'm saying? Like my awakening, I was the guy in the class. I've been a class clown, so there wasn't no bullies at my school. I beat up the bullies. So I've been doing that my whole life. So anybody that's a bully, like they bully everybody until they get to me. Then once they get to me, we all good. Everybody good now, because I didn't beat them up, and now they calm, cool, collective. They listening to the teacher now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody learning. And so that was the energy in elementary school, and then once I got to South Park and Sunnyside, that's, things start changing a little bit. You got to go from, like my mom used to always tell us, like, hey, if somebody hit you, hit them back.
That's what mama said?
Yeah, that's what mom used to say. If somebody hit you, hit them back. That's what a lot of parents say, right? But my mama used to add something to that. Like, if somebody hit you, hit them back. If they bigger than you, pick up something and knock the fuck out of them with it. And so I grew up like that. She used to say that a lot. That was a slogan in the house, you know what I'm saying? A quote. Wasn't no running from nobody, wasn't no none of that. It's like, yeah, you go make it shake. And so when I got to Addicts, it was different growing up, in Addicts, South Park, Sunnyside versus southwest side of Houston. The schools are different. The upbringing is different. Like I said, you fighting on the southwest side in the apartments, you friends again the next day. Over there, it's like, nah, you at war. You know what I'm saying? Everybody mad. You got to fight they cousin now. You got to fight they uncle. They uncle man. Yeah, I didn't fought dudes, uncles with mustaches in high school and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Coming up to the school with muscle shirts on and mustaches, and so it's a totally different environment. And so that was the different mindset. And I want to say that when you get to those environments as a young man, you can't really still have the same mindset that your mom raised you with, which is like if somebody hit you, hit them back. You really can't wait on somebody to hit you. You know what I'm saying? You got to start.
You got to hit them first.
Yeah. You don't get the chance.
Just say it.
Yeah, you going to sleep, bro. If you don't swing first, you probably not going to get the opportunity. So I learned early in 6th grade at Addicts Middle School. My first day at Addicts, me and my brother was there. We went to Fondren Middle School for like a week and a half. So you ever know, so go from 5th grade to 6th grade. Mm-hmm. The first day of school is supposed to be exciting for everybody. My first day of school was at Fondren Middle School. So the first week and a half was at Fondren Middle School, my 6th grade year. It was after the seizures and stuff. So now we're in 6th grade. We done relocated to South Park, Martin Luther King, couple houses down from Martin Luther King, right? My house, my mama's house is like,
so you in the
10,
hood.
15 houses down from Martin. When I walk outside and walk to the bus stop, I'm walking to the 77 MLK. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Metro. He know his bus.
Yeah. Oh, I know all the buses. I used to catch the bus all over the city. That's why I tell people, like, I know what I did to get to where I'm at. And I took a couple buses to get here. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just no
literally.
Easy. Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? I know the steps. I know the exact steps. So that's why I'm glad I'm here. But when you grew up 6th grade, South Park, Sunnyside, you can't wait on people to hit you. I got there, first day of school, we getting registered in the office. And while we registering to start the first day of school for us, but it's like the second week of school for everybody else. They've already been there. And I'm giving that vision because you're the new guy.
Everybody else has found their groove.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else is comfortable. They know each other.
They know they clicks.
And they went to elementary school together. They played Little League football together. They played at the parks together. Me and my brother was the new guys. My brother played basketball good, so everybody liked him. When you dunking and hooping, you cool with everybody. They picking you first in the gym. I'm a role player, so I ain't had that type of clout on the court. You know what I'm saying? But I just remember that first day, a teacher walked into the office, holding her face crying because a student had punched her in the face. And this is when my mama, this is our first day. She registered us in school, and a teacher walked in crying, holding her face. And I'm looking like, keep in mind, I'm an Elrod. I'm already fighting when I have to defend somebody, but I'm not just seeing it like everybody not doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just me having to check people, or me having, like, Duke slapped all the honey buns out my hand one day, one morning breakfast. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get everybody honey buns who don't want their honey buns, because I like honey buns, right? And I didn't got everybody honey buns, and some random dude in elementary just come like slapping them all in my hand. I must have, you know what I'm saying? Like, went to work on that boy, right? So it's like that type of stuff was what would happen often at Addicts. You didn't have to like defend or wait on. It's like it's coming. To you. Yeah.
It's coming.
It's on the way.
You came to school already on guard.
Yeah, and so when that teacher got slapped, I asked my mom. I remember. I'm like, Mom, you want to register?
You gonna leave me here?
You feel me? Like, cause I don't want to. This look crazy. The school look. It's kind of different. The environment's different. The students look different.
Where's the Jews?
Man,
where's the whites?
All that. None of that.
They
no
go.
Jews,
They go.
They
yeah,
gone.
you
No
went
Asians.
from there to there.
There's probably one Asian on campus.
I didn't want to say that.
One or two Hispanics.
It's gone.
It's all of us.
Yeah, it's all y'all.
Us. And Addicts is located in Sunnyside, but the South Park kids go there too.
Yeah.
And before you get to our age and you realize the whole earth is your turf, you kind of, feel like if you're on this side, we don't really mess with that side. Mm-hmm. And so even though I went to school in Sunnyside, but lived in South Park, I didn't claim anything. I'm like, man, you know what? I ain't claiming nothing. I'm new here. I don't know nobody. I'm already hearing the stories. I'm seeing the fights in the hallways, and, all this is going on. And so, like, my first week, I ended up having a fight. You know what I'm saying?
How were you able to skate the line though? Because like it's like that where I'm from in Oklahoma. Like you either gang bang or you play a sport.
I play sports.
That's how you were able to.
Your team is the gang. So that's the thing. You don't want to join a gang because if you become a Crip, all the Bloods want to kill you. If you become a Blood, all the Crips want to kill you. I learned that early. And so I learned that even before the Crips and Bloods hit the city. I learned that with the South Park and Sunnyside. Everybody that claimed South Park was walking outside after school, like walking home fast.
Because they didn't want to.
Because you in Sunnyside.
You in Sunnyside. You don't want to get caught.
They outside waiting.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got caught. It was like the whole little Burger King. It's like a walk from Addicts Middle School to Burger King off Cullen and Belford.
Belford, right there on the corner.
And as soon as you cross Belford, cross Cullen, and you got that slanted sidewalk that everybody used to walk down going towards Herschelwood and Jutland. Mm-hmm. And some people didn't make it past the Burger King. You know what I'm saying? You got Western Square Apartments right there. So that was just the upbringing, and that's kind of what I survived in. I guess what I'm saying is you can't wait on people to hit you first sometime. And so I just kind of grew up like that, knowing that I don't want to be like them, but I'm also not finna take these L's like them. So anytime somebody, showed me any type of extra energy, I gave it to them.
So you was already ready, but you and your brother were there. Where was all the rest of the siblings? You said you're the youngest of six. Were they gone?
No, they're older. They're older. They're already in high school, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just me and my brother was like right next to each other, 1 year apart.
So if you were over there in that area, you ended up going, where'd you go? Was that Worthing over there?
I went to Worthing. I went to Addicts. And look, this is when you go to, I went to Addicts. I'm painting that picture of me getting to Addicts first because I didn't grow up with the people at Addicts. And so they didn't know how to treat me. And so everybody that didn't know how to treat me that wanted to know, I showed them. Like,
oh, you made it known. This is
what it is because they don't know. And so how they treat you now is how they probably treat you now as a grown-up. Your reputation don't change too much from elementary, middle school to high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't have to reinvent myself. I always liked who I am. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to go to this school and change I'm Marcus. Like,
did you have this confidence in the 6th grade? Were you this? Were you, because you're a very charismatic gentleman, And you just sat there and said, you know, I'm getting it in. I'm me. And I like to use the term, we can Monday night quarterback it now, because you can look at yourself now and say, oh, I know where I am now, so I always knew. But you didn't.
No.
But were you always this confident? Because you said you were also the class clown, and most of the time class clowns are deflection
class
from
clown, sites classes, all that. But yeah, deflection from
insecurities. Sometimes it could be.
I didn't have the best clothes. We used to, first day of school, I was wearing other people's clothes. You know, we used to have people come to my house with trash bags and dumping clothes on the, you know, I'm grabbing school uniform clothes from other people, white tee collar shirts, because we couldn't afford no uniforms.
Khakis, let me get them khakis.
When it changed up. You know what I'm saying? They like, we got to wear uniforms. Like, we can't afford the uniforms, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I always been confident on the inside.
Okay.
That's why even now, I don't look like money. I ask people all the time, do I look like a millionaire? No.
Hold on. Because I want you to stop, and I want you to smile. That right there, and this nigga looks like money. Now I smelt it when he walked in, but money doesn't look like what money. You have this aura about you now.
It's a betterment mentality. So I always knew that I was going to continue getting better.
Okay.
So even in, you know, elementary, middle school, I just know, like, I'm not staying where I'm at. I'm in honor classes for a reason. I'm in science classes. I'm in advanced placement classes. I'm learning. I'm better than some of the people around me, and I don't want to stay where I'm at. So I'm never going to stay the same. So that's always been the confidence. It's like, no matter where I'm at, I'm not going to stay.
So is that how,
what the confidence
is that what we know that you had to develop out of that neighborhood? We know you had to go, well, I know, and anybody in the Houston area that follows a track, anybody that follows a kid's track, you had to go from elementary to high school. So from here you went from Addicts to Worthing. But then you went and took a turn and went to like the military.
Had to. It was the best decision I ever made, by the way.
That don't even work. Now you know that shit don't work.
Why not?
I had to, but it was the best decision I ever made.
Tell you why. Remember, I'm telling you how, you know, elementary, middle school, all I did was fight.
Bad kid.
Not bad. Nope. I wasn't bad.
Hit him first.
I wasn't bad, though. I never punched anybody for no reason. I only punched people that deserve it. Yeah. I'm not a bad kid.
Okay.
You ask anybody that know me growing up, I wasn't a bad kid. I got into a lot of stuff, but I wasn't a bad kid. I just handled the situations that came in front of me. I was an athlete. I played basketball, football, ran track. I ran hurdles. I never fell on a hurdle. Never got last place. I love saying that. I'm an electrician. I've never been electrocuted. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, when I got to Worthing from Addicts, my reputation preceded me, because I was whipping so many people at Addicts, and I played sports. So my brother was already a star. He played varsity in 9th grade, right? So he dunking in middle school. So when you connected to that,
you got a target.
Yeah, not just a target. I used to fight a lot for him, because we would go to parks and gyms and people follow him hard, and if you follow him, just like follow me. You know what I'm saying? And so he wasn't that, but I was. So I used to always jump off the bleachers, and you know, it was a lot of that. But when I got to Worthing, you got an influx of students coming from all these other schools.
Right.
So I went to
Catching the Metro.
You got Addicts, you got Thomas, you got Woodson, you got all these schools, right, going to the same school. In my 9th grade year, and people going to remember this, Worthing High School was the only school that didn't have uniforms in HISD.
Oh, so y'all could run wild and y'all could flex.
Not just that. The whole city wanted to come to Worthing.
Because they could wear their clothes.
Yeah, it was fired up. And that was a lot of people not going to remember that time period. But at that time period, uniforms was new to HISD, and Worthing, for whatever reason, was the only school that did not have uniforms. And so we got all the hood kids from all the size of towns coming to Worthing. And so at first it was just going to be the middle school surrounding kids, those hard heads, Addicts hard heads, Thomas hard heads, Woodson hard heads, we all coming to Worthing. But it was everybody.
When
I tell you,
it was Eastside High.
Man, it was crucial. The first school dance was, I remember seeing somebody's feet in the air, getting dunked on their head. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I grew up. And I knew that if I stayed in that environment, dropping boys, whipping boys, that after high school, I would probably be dead.
Sports wasn't going to get you out?
No, I wasn't dunking. I can't even dunk.
Every black man ain't got a dunk. You could have been on the archery team.
No, I'm not doing no archery. Get out of here. I swim though. Ain't nobody beat me in swimming. Where Michael Phelps at? I'm waiting to run across him, call him out.
What's your stroke?
I want to put his drawers. He got to wear shorts though.
Okay.
I don't want to see him with his Speedos. Put your drawers on. Let's get in the water.
What style y'all gonna swim?
Freestyle. I'm smoking boys. For real, if you know somebody that can swim good, you put some money on them.
24 hours. I'm gonna put a bounty on his crown. Listen, y'all heard it here first. The boy said he's smoking them.
I be smoking lifeguards.
That's cheating though. I get it. He went to the Navy.
Yeah, I was in Special Forces.
That's cheating.
No, that's part of your training and your education and your experience. But high school, I had to go to the Navy because I got kicked out of Worthing.
Wait, okay. We talked about all the hood coming to Worthing.
Yeah.
And you aren't
I made it there to my senior year. I was fighting from 9th grade to my senior year.
How surviving. You get kicked out of Worthing?
Yeah.
Of all places.
It was a lot. I was doing a lot.
Doing the most.
It's like Mr. Evans. Shout out to Mr. Evans. That's Ronnie Evans' dad. Me and Ronnie, we were real cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody cool with Ronnie. Everybody loved Mr. Evans. But it got too much because I was doing the most. The last fight that I had at Worthing, I guess we can get out the fight stuff. But the last fight that I had at Worthing was after some dudes in some apartment complexes tried to take my shoes. So I had already got kicked off the basketball team my senior year. The reason why I got kicked off the basketball team was because my first 3 years at Worthing, we had a certain group of coaches that taught us how to play like the Detroit Pistons. And so I was playing like the Detroit Pistons. And I guess that new coach, Coach Gillespie, he showed up and was using me as an example like, hey, y'all, we're not playing like
We're not going to play like that.
Yeah, you can get out. And he kicked me out the gym the first day of practice. Just like that. I walked in, he blew the whistle, stopped the balls, picked all the balls up, and used me as that example. Like, the way that y'all been taught, we're not doing that this year. You can go. And he kicked me out the team. So when he kicked me off the team, instead of me getting better every day after practice or practicing, working towards something with my teammates, I had nothing but time on my hands. And so I'm getting off out of school, going back to the hood early in the daytime. Because normally it's evening, you have to practice, you have to work, Now it's daytime and they seeing me, sizing me up, not knowing I'm whooping boys at school, you know what I'm saying?
Because you ain't at school no more.
Yeah.
That reputation precedes you at school, but
they don't know in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? I'm living with my sister and stuff, so yeah, it just turned into a lot of that in the neighborhood. And so one day I'm getting off the bus, leaving Boston Market, because even though I got kicked off the team, I ain't that mad. I knew I wasn't going to college on no scholarship. I knew I wasn't going to the NBA. So now I just go to work. So I'm working at Boston Market. I got off the school bus, got off the metro, had my uniform on. I had my J's, my first pair of Jordans I had ever bought. I know what they look like. I don't know the number of the Jordan, but I know what they look like. And these dudes had never said nothing to me, and they just so happened to somebody was like, man, what size shoes you wear?
And you answer.
What? I'm like, man, tell your homeboy. He said his exact words was, my homeboy wanted to know what size shoes you wear. And I was like, man, tell your homeboy come see. And all of them got up and started walking towards me. So I had to, change shoes. And that fight it spilled over into Worthing. Because even though we had that big brawl in the apartment complex, I wasn't finished. I wasn't finished. So I fought a lot of them that day, one-on-one. So how you trying to go through the whole hood? I was trying to go through the whole hood, just because I wanted them to know next time y'all see me,
you can't do me like that.
Because I'm gonna always be by myself. So even if it's 5-10 of y'all, just know it's gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? And so I had a chance to fight a few of those guys that day, one by one, in front of the whole apartment complex. And so even though I won all those fights, the one guy, the last guy, he got a good one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, but he know I respect him.
He knows.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he know I respect him. We respect each other. But after that, when we got back to school, I wanted to fight everybody else that was on that side, because it wasn't like me with some people behind me. It was me, my sister, and them in the whole apartment.
So it wasn't ever gonna stop in your mind, until you finished.
I wanted to fight everybody that was on that other side that I didn't get a chance to put hands on. So when we got back to school, I was still punching people, and that's how I ended up getting kicked out of school, because I'm seeing some of those same guys in the hallway that I saw in the apartments that I didn't get a chance to touch. And so now that I see you by yourself without your clique, it's showtime at the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? And so the principal was seeing me punching boys in homeroom in first period on the cameras. And so they brought me to the office, you know, some like with the security, you know, campus security, all that. What is this? What is it? They pressing play.
We got it.
Yeah. And so, you know, I ended up getting kicked out.
We're on the VCR.
Yeah, exactly. So I ended up getting kicked out, went to Willow Ridge, got to Willow Ridge.
Shout out to the Ridge.
Yeah, shout out to the Ridge, man. And I ended up learning about the military at that time because I didn't think about the Navy, didn't get introduced to it. But because I grew up the way I did, I knew that I didn't want to stay and go to TSU or go to PV because I feel like I would see some of the same guys.
Because they're commuter schools.
You know what I'm saying?
We
so
all
like,
know.
I don't want to get into the same stuff. 2 weeks after I graduated from Willow Ridge, I was in the Navy. I had a recruiter showed up at the school. At Willow Ridge, I used to sit by myself all the time. My nickname was the new guy at Willow Ridge, you know what I'm saying? This is at the time when TJ Ford and Daniel Ewing them, they McDonald's All-Americans, Kenny Taylor. Willow Ridge is fired up.
It's fired up.
So I chose a great school.
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
They had a nice little,
the last
little
semester
run.
was my last, that was the only time I spent at Willow Ridge, you know, like during basketball season and stuff. So I touched down there. Recruiter showed up and he had his uniform on. And he was walking around. He was like, he just kind of put me to the side, like, man, what you doing? What you doing after high school? I'm like, nothing. No idea, bro. Never been on a college tour. Nobody in my family graduated from college. Nobody promoting military. No vision, no dreams of anything after high school. He said, follow me. I followed him outside, went to the student parking lot. He had his truck parked out there. This is the time where everybody had 22-inch deep dish rims.
Yeah.
With the TV screens and all that. And
flip down.
Yeah, he was like, man, yeah, you like this? I'm like, yeah, of course. This right after somebody had stole my car too, I think. I got my car stolen from Willow Ridge. But that's a whole nother story. He was like, man, if you want this, if you want to drive something like this, you got to go do what I did to get it. And so I was like, shit, what I got to do? He like, man, I went to the Navy, man. That's what, you know. And so I'm like, shit, cool. It was that easy. I'm like, bro, if I can go do what you did to get this, and, you know, and nobody in my family got this, you know what I'm saying, then I need to go do what you doing so I can get those results.
So where was everybody in the family? You said you knew dad, or this gentleman that you thought was dad. You said mom told you, knock mama out, do what you got to do. So you knew them, they were around, but where were they? How were you running around, living with your sister, knocking people out? And how was someone?
I got kicked out of my mom's house for trying to fight my stepdad. You know, everybody kind of grew up like that, where you got people trying to put hands on people you love, and, you know, it's only so long that you got to sit there and, you know, take it in.
Plus, you already said you don't do bullies well.
At all. So you start doing push-ups. You playing football now. They don't know outside the house that you whooping boys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I come home, bro, I ain't trying to say all that, bro. You lower your voice. You know what I'm
Bring
saying?
down your tone.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm a man out there.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's like, and I wasn't getting there. So I ended up having, you know, get kicked out from there. But I didn't have those post-high school examples. The only examples I had was in the military.
That you had started to gain, because there wasn't anybody from the SWAT to the Ridge, and then this gentleman saw something in you, or he was good at his job.
I need to remember his name. I know it's in my records. You know what I'm saying? I need to shout him out because he really did change my life. Because when I talk to young men and women about my time in service, they lighten up. When other people talk about their time in service, it's like, man, fuck the military. I ain't going to fight no white man's war. I ain't going to do that. And that's not even the case. I feel like the delivery is all wrong. When you introducing your time in service to people, you need to say what it is. And if you really come from where I come from, where you did wear hand-me-down drawers, you get brand new drawers when you go, baby.
that's a
what you tripping for? Yeah, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was really easy for me to make that decision and get up out of here. And I ain't been broke since. I've been 1,000 there since boot camp. I got the boot camp, and I had more money in my bank account after boot camp than everybody in my house.
And you didn't have to fight for it?
Nothing. I got my first bank account. I never went to the bank with my mama. We didn't have an ATM machine. Like, I didn't use the ATM growing up. I didn't know anything about credit, none of that until I got in the Navy. And shout out to a Better Banking Program. I just did a graduation ceremony downtown City Hall for Wheatley High School. They have a program where Bank of America sponsoring, and they actually provide free fee bank accounts to students prior to them graduating from high school. So
they can be set up already.
I think that's a big deal, you know, for them to get that financial literacy in advance, because I didn't get it until after high school.
And we're leading to that, because that's the funny thing. Everything, it seems like, when you said just a minute ago, well, we can get off the fight and it's enough of that. But I think you forgot where you are. This is called the One Successful Failure Podcast. That is the things about people like you, that they could say, man, I Googled him, and they're not going to know that this led to where you are now. Because without fighting and having to prove something, it seems like when people see you now online, they be like, Marcus showing out, he always got content, he always got something to prove. But what they don't understand, Marcus has always, in his mind, thought, I got something to prove. I'm going to show these boys. This is my way out. I'm going to hit them first. I'm either going to make them laugh, I'm either going to my personality, or I'm going to hit them first.
It's not even a proving thing, though. Like, I'm not doing this for people. I'm doing this to be great. Everything that I'm doing is not really for a specific person to change their mindset about me. I don't have time. I don't even sit and try and change people's mind. I don't stand still and argue with people. We can walk and talk, but I ain't finna sit there and try and change their mind. I'm on the way somewhere.
I gotta go.
Yeah, so it's greatness.
Did you get that?
I care about greatness.
That expedition, that purposefulness, that... Because I used to watch the boot camps, and I watched ROTC, and the guy would say, hey, walk expeditiously, move with a purpose.
Yeah,
and at first I didn't know what that was. I was like, what the fuck is move with a purpose? And so you didn't have, it seemed like, a purpose coming out of high school, because you said you had never seen anything. Did the Navy put that walk with a purpose, or was it there and the Navy brought it out?
The Navy, it was already there, but the Navy just kind of showed me more of be the best you. Because, you know, you try and compete with everybody, but you don't have the same skills or gifts or talents as everybody. So at the end of the day, you just got to be the best you. That's why I'm cool with never being the MVP of anything. I'm just on the team. You know, I just want to be the best me, and I know what I bring to the team is valuable. Are
you really cool with it, Marcus? You work harder than anybody I know. You're at more places. You do way more with the same stuff. Are you really just trying to be the best you?
Yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to be the greatest me, because again, it's not really competition is what I'm saying. It's like, I want to be remembered. You know what I'm saying? I'm living as if I want to be remembered. And some people just wake up every day and exist on earth and walk around and go to work and do this and do that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing stuff to be remembered. I'm creating, I'm inspiring, I'm leaving a legacy. I'm making sure people know what I did to get to where I'm at. And I want people to know, like, I want you to know not about the money, but about the process, the blueprint, which is why I do these podcasts, so people can know, like, wherever you start, you don't have to stay. We talked about gangs earlier. I never hung out with a group of people because I only want to get better with a group of people. I don't hang out with people. I don't hang out with people. Like, if we hanging out together, we got to be getting money together. We got to be getting better together. We got to be making progress. I'm not just sitting around, you know, shooting the shit for too long, because that's not what greatness looks like.
Well, how did you get that? Where did the flip switch? Because I know people, when you said different stories about the military, there's a lot of military recruiters who go get the angry kid because you would be great at war. You would be great in the military. So if you already had the mindset, I'm going to hit them before they hit me, how did that change in the military? How did they not harness that anger? How did you just drop it and then start becoming all of a sudden better Marcus?
I wasn't surrounded by niggas.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I wasn't surrounded by niggas. When you grew up in South Park, off any Martin Luther King Boulevard, Rose Street, Avenue, across the U.S., I've traveled to them. I get off the plane, I go to MLK to see if it's the same MLK that I grew up at, and they all the same.
They all the same.
All across the U.S.
You already know what you're going to get when they tell you go to MLK. They don't even say Martin Luther King.
Nope.
Go to MLK.
And so because of that, I wrote a book actually for us that grew up off MLK, that's going to, kind of give us a blueprint of how to get out and then come back and make better, versus just staying there trying to find resources where you're at when there's a lack of resources. So that was a part of me going to the Navy. There's not any resources off MLK. So I had to go get the resources and come back with the resources and the information and share it with the people that never left.
You're great at sales. We're going to get there. How you didn't tap into drugs then, and you have the charisma, and you have all of that. If you wanted resources, I know those resources was there at the time.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
My dad was a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? So my dad was a crackhead. I grew up with crackheads. I knew crackheads by names. I would pass crackheads up on the street at the corner store, Zayback, going to Grimes Park. They be hanging out. We were there around. They people's family members. You see them. You see how they are then. Before the crack, and then you see where
what
it got
does
them.
to them. Yeah.
And I never looked at that as a route. I think I tried it once or twice, you know what I'm saying? People that know, but I wasn't a dope dealer type thing. Like I washed cars. I cut grass. I was walking around the neighborhood, knocking on doors with the lawnmower, like dragging the lawnmower down the street. I was a kid that some people used to laugh at, like, look at him walking down the street with the lawnmower.
You didn't have humility? You didn't?
No, I'm trying to get some money.
Well, they couldn't knock you out. So
what? This money has nothing to do with nothing else. I'm trying to get this $4 a car. That's how much I used to get. $4 a car. I go wash cars, $4 a car, soggy, wet.
Child
but I washed a lot of cars though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm leaving with the stacked sock. You know what I'm saying? Soggy money. I ain't that sad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me, Chris Turner, Jonathan Turner, and Robert Baptiste. We all used to wash cars together. Brandon Hughes. These are all legendary people in the city and stuff. So we used to wash cars. Like I never wanted to do the fast money stuff.
So those resources weren't what you was into?
No, I was into working for it. Like, I'm going to work for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do anything, none of the quick money stuff. I want to work for it.
So without the graduation and getting into the Navy, which is weird. For some reason, I thought you had to graduate to go into the military. I'm off.
I did graduate.
You did graduate?
I graduated from Willow Ridge.
Oh, that's right. You got kicked out.
I got kicked out of Worthing. I got kicked out of HISD.
Okay. So you graduated and you went there. How did you decide? I mean, I still would have thought sales, but I understand it's the military. Did they place you somewhere? Did you get to pick? What was the route for your future when you went to the military? What did you pick? Why did you pick it? And how is that part of the next level of you elevating?
So I never want to be regular or average. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to stand out. I want people to know, like, man, he different from everybody else. And so even in the Navy, I had that same mindset. It was like, okay, I'm going in, and during the recruiting process, we in the office, and they going over the list of jobs that I could get based off my ASVAB score, and I'm looking on the wall, and I'm looking at the paper. None of that is sounding good. But on the wall here, they got this good dude with night vision goggles and a Kevlar helmet and the vest and all this and the guns and grenades. And I'm like, man, what'd he do?
I want to suit up like that.
Yeah, he was like, man, that's Navy SEALs. I'm like, all right, cool, sign me up. Sign me up for the SEAL Challenge. And so they signed me up for the SEAL Challenge. Went in boot camp. When you go into boot camp for the SEAL Challenge, after so many weeks of boot camp, everybody that signed up got to go to, meeting or, whatever. Hey, you signed up. Let me tell you more about the program. And so during that introduction, they introduced the Navy SEAL program to everybody in boot camp that signed up for it. Navy SWIC in boot camp to everybody that signed up for it. And then EOD divers to everybody that signed up. And so they introduced the programs to everybody in the room. Some of the people started switching programs. Because it's like, oh, I knew about this, but I didn't know that they did this. And I didn't know, we didn't even know that SWIC existed. And so I was like, the Navy SEALs sound cool, but SWIC sounds cooler because nobody knows about it.
I was just about to say, I'm a civilian. What is SWIC?
Surface Warfare Combatant Crewman. So it's another special forces operation group in the Navy that most people don't know about. And so I signed up for that. I dropped the Navy SEAL thing and was like, I'm finna do that. And I did. I went through the training. A lot of, it's the same training. The only thing different is the demolition. Navy SEALs go through demolition training. We don't do any demo where we blowing stuff up, but a lot of that training is similar or the same. And that was it. That gave me the confidence too, to know like my body can do things that you don't even know you can do. Because you push yourself in that during that time of service. You're surrounded by people that want the best out of you because their lives are on the line. So they're not okay with you just being, an average person on the boat too. They need you to be great too, because we could die if you're not.
If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need you to be at tip top.
At your best. Yeah. And so that's the energy that we gave each other during my time in service. It was like, this is your skill set, this is your skill set, but we all need each other. And so from there, even though I signed up for Navy SWIC, when I got to boot camp, prior to, my rates was electrician's mate. So I went
That's
in.
why you just said I'm an electrician too.
I went in as an EM. So I went through core school, after boot camp and A school and all that, became an electrician. But in the Navy, I did nothing related to electricity because of special forces.
Because you went to,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So because of that, even though I had the electricity knowledge, I was able to remember that schooling and that knowledge when I got out. And that's what kind of gave me the stepping stone to, okay, I'm in the Navy. I went to electrician school. I am an electrician, but I'm not practicing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now I'm in special forces. Now I didn't serve my time. Now I'm out the Navy and traveled the world, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, the Philippines, everywhere, right? Been everywhere. I done did my time in the Navy. Now when I get out, one thing that I remember in boot camp, my petty officer, one of my boot camp drill sergeants or whatever, he told me, because he was an electrician. Mm-hmm. And at the time, he was like, yeah, man, I'm an electrician, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't too happy about the rate that I chose at the time. And he was telling me that, man, you know, as an electrician journeyman, you have a lot of opportunity everywhere because there's electricity in every building.
Everywhere.
Around the world. Electricity is electricity everywhere.
Everywhere.
So once you understand it, you can apply or get a job anywhere.
Yeah.
And so that's what made me feel like, okay, I did make the right decision when it comes to
it's always something to fall back on that you have. It's always a foundation.
Yep.
So how do you go from electricity, SWIC, traveling the world? Well, let's go to the traveling the world. You from Sunside, South,
Park, Sunnyside,
MLK.
Yeah. South Side.
At one point, I know they sent you somewhere. This is a totally different life. Ain't no niggas. Ain't no restrictions.
Ain't none.
You can be free.
You can do whatever you want. And they did.
Is that the first thing that turns you on to that you can have anything in life? And with that, knowing that you can have anything in life, how did you avoid the having and indulging in anything in life? Because now you're a free, young, attractive black man. I'm making military money. I ain't never been out the hood. Y'all got me going across.
My nickname in San Diego was Pop Trunk, by the way. Because I'm out there popping trunk. I was waving at boys on the beach.
So how?
I took the H-Town culture with me to San Diego. We listening to Screw, all that in San Diego, all that. We brought all that. We had the West Coast people listening to Screw.
What is that? What is that?
33rd and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Beach out there?
Boss Hog Outlaws, all that.
Yeah.
Just back then, we burning CDs. We got the whole West Coast jamming Screw in San Diego. Now, you asked about
how was that not like a culture shock, and how did you not say, I'm staying here, I want to go? Because most black people don't, and from those areas, they don't leave the area. So when they get out, they kind of self-sabotage sometime and make a reason to go back. How did you avoid that? By seeing everything that you had to offer, but at the same time, how did you avoid not taking advantage of everything? How you escaped the baby mama nigga and all that while you was out in the country?
Because you see, like when I was overseas, right? Mm-hmm. Again, remember, I don't do what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
So when I was overseas, I'm surrounded by, a bunch of white boys. I'm the only nigga.
Yeah.
Only black person there, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, everybody was partying, drinking, doing drugs. It was on the news. We was probably on CNN when I was overseas in like 03 to 05 or something. We was probably on the news.
Indulging.
It was a whole scandal that took place from the Navy SEALs that were indulging in ecstasy, prostitution, all that type of stuff. And I didn't do any of that when I was over there. I had the mindset of, one, I don't do drugs. Two, I'm cute in the U.S., so I'm not paying for anything over here. You know what I'm saying? I remember one girl, she was like, man, you're not a butterfly. And I was like, what you mean? She like, yeah, you're not a butterfly. These other guys are butterflies. I'm like, what's a butterfly? She say, man, you don't float around club to club picking up girls every night. I'm like, nah, we on missions. Why would I be in another country that we on missions on?
Because that's what people thought that you was supposed to do.
It's like being in enemy territory, you know what I'm saying?
Waiting to get caught off guard.
When you grow up in the hood, you kind of know, like, okay, if this ain't your area, you probably don't want to have too much fun while you're here. And so that was my mindset. They didn't grow up in the hood.
There's where it is. It's funny that it goes back to when you said, well, we can get off to fighting because it don't. Yes, it does. Those little things were the stepping stones. Those were the pieces that are going to make the whole puzzle that we're going to work to the nobody would know that you'd be able to dodge that and have that discipline and have the discipline that you have now had they not known that you had to be head on the swivel, what we call it now.
Not joining any gangs. When you join the Navy, they got gangs in the Navy.
Oh, I know.
They got cliques. I ain't joining no cliques. It's just me, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to be a part of your clique. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want me to be a part of their clique, even now. You feel me? Like, I'm just not a part of, I'm not being hazed. I'm not joining anything. The whole totem pole thing, it just don't sit well with me. Like, I don't want to feel like I walk into a room and I'm lesser than because your status. It's like, no, we all great in this motherfucker. Like, ain't no lesser than, you know what I'm saying? We go talk to each other like men. Ain't nobody go talk down or nothing. And when you start, you know, fitting into a totem poles, you find yourself submitting and I ain't doing that.
To get into that pole.
Yeah.
So you finished the Navy, you have your electrician certification, you have your backing, your foundation.
Shout out to HCC. A lot of people be sleeping on Houston Community College. I went to HCC for like 3-4 years.
After you got out?
After I got out.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to HCC, Proud Eagle. I went to all the HCC campuses. South, Northeast, Airport, Southwest, all of them, right? All of them, because none of them have the courses that I needed at the right time. So I just had to go to where the courses was given, whether it was online or, you know, on campus. So shout out to HCC. Went to HCC, became an electrician. When I became an electrician, I started working as an electrician.
Okay. Now you're putting it into play, into practice.
Yep.
You're back here in Houston,
I'm balling.
of course.
I'm $13 an hour. I'm balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? Well, balling, baby. Got my own apartment, you know what I'm saying? 2 cars, you know, all that, right? So I'm living good, $13 an hour. I worked with the city of Houston before that, making $11 an hour. And the reason why I ended up going to ACC was because when I worked at the city, at the wastewater plant over there on the east side, I-10 and stuff, I would come to work every day and see my coworkers. And they would be complaining about the bosses and all that all the time, like, what, you know, all this and that. And I would hear them, but I'm like, you know, instead of me complaining, I start going to talk to the bosses, the managers, the supervisors. Man, what you do? How you get to where you at?
Same as the man on the poster in the.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important to not be mad when you could do what the next person is doing. Just ask the right questions. And so one day we was working, getting dirty like usual, and I was dirty enough, and I looked to the right and I seen this dude sitting in the truck, Hispanic dude, sitting in the truck. He was an electrician. I didn't know. I went and knocked on the window. Bro, what you do? Because we dirty. You clean. You sitting in the truck. You got a company truck. What do you do? He's like, I'm an electrician. That night, I went home, registered on HCC. I looked on City of Houston first for electrician opportunities. Yeah. And then when I started applying, they was like, you know, you got to get this and that. So then I ended up going to HCC, getting the certification, became an electrician. But I didn't work as an electrician for the city. I worked outside the city, you know, private. Then after that, worked in electricity for a little while, started going to the jobs, and I got tired of working with my hands as much. And when you're working with electricity, that means the power's out. That means it's hot wherever you at.
It's small places.
You know what I'm saying? It's real uncomfortable. And so
it's nasty.
Some of the people that's on the job with me, they're doing some similar stuff, but not the same. And they're not electricians. They were AC technicians. They're instrumentation engineers. So I'm asking them, like, you look happier than me.
What you do?
You feel me? So boom, they tell me, hey man, I'm AC instrumentation. Cool. You know what I did? Went back to HCC.
Registered on,
you know what I'm saying?
Same night.
You know what I'm saying? Registered to be an AC technician, refrigeration, instrumentation engineer, and all that. And I went from electricity to AC technician to engineering. All because I never stopped asking.
What you do?
I never stayed the same. I never got
here
comfortable.
To there.
I call them coffee cup holders because it don't stop there, right? So keep that mindset. So now I'm an electrician, AC technician, engineer. So now as an engineer, I'm working at U of H. I worked at U of H main campus for like 4 years.
It was funny when you said shout out to HCC. I was waiting to see because I was like, you shout out one, but there's one school in particular.
I ain't there yet. That's UHD.
Because they shout you out.
Yeah. Shout out to UHD, man. I'm a proud Gator, man. You know what I'm saying? Go Gators on the boards, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm anything that got to do with education that make me who I am, whether it's the people or the institution. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Gator Pride in
You know what I'm
this
saying?
bitch.
Yeah. So the thing is, I started working at U of H.
The main campus.
Yeah, after graduating from HCC. I graduated, but I didn't cross the stage.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I did it.
Okay.
I feel like, man, this ain't a 4-year degree.
This ACC.
Yeah, but if you graduated from HCC, go to the ceremony, use that as motivation to always graduate and not graduate and stop. You want to always be graduating and not just graduate and stop, because when you graduate and stop, your life don't change. If you graduate and continue graduating, your life continues to change for the best. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm always graduating on to the next thing. Even though I got a bunch of degrees and I graduated, and I know some people that got what I got would have been stopped learning. I'm just not going to. So, boom, electricity, instrumentation. Now I'm at U of H. I'm working for like 4 or 5 years, however long I work up there. I'm surrounded by men that are comfortable with their positions because they're engineers or they're skilled tradesmen. They making $20+ an hour.
They don't have to get in them small spaces where it's hot.
They doing all that too. They doing all that too.
They're doing that too.
They're getting paid a lot for it. And so they troubleshooting, they doing this, they doing that, but they also taking lunch when somebody tell them. They also taking breaks when somebody tell them that they can. They also bringing their lunch kit to work every day. They also waiting in line for the microwave. You know what I'm saying? And so I knew that wasn't where I wanted to stay. It's like, bro, get out of here. I'm just not built for contentment, complacency. And so I started asking some of those supervisors that used to come to work every day and tell us what to do with the coffee cup in their hand. I got a chapter in my book called Coffee Cup Holders for this reason. Because anytime you show up to a job and you got somebody with a coffee cup in their hand that's dressed different from you in your uniform, and they telling you what to do, man, it wasn't sitting right with me.
It don't feel good.
I remember looking on the Texas Tribune and seeing how much money those department heads worked that was over me. They was like $100,000, 6 figures. I was making like $13, $14 an hour, $15 an hour. You feel me? So I'm like, this ain't adding up. And I know I can learn whatever it is that they learn.
I can hold a fucking coffee cup.
You can. I don't even like Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? I can hold that motherfucker all day, tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I started trapping them in their office. I started going to their office. I had never, you just come to work, do your job, and leave. You only talk to the supervisors or whatever, right? I started bypassing all of them. And now I'm going to the big wigs. I'm going in their office, knocking on the door. Hey,
how has that never worked in your detriment? I hear it's always working in your advancement, and it's great, and that's a skill to get successful, but most of the time that backfires because then the people that you're working with be like, oh, that nigga think he's special.
I wanted your job. I was applying for the supervisor job. I'm trying to move up. If I'm applying for your job, you need to be applying for the next job. If you've been in this position for 10 or 15 years, bro, and I'm seeing what you're doing as a leader, and I feel like I can do it too, or better, or I can assist with it, I just want a couple more dollars an hour. I ain't trying to take your whole job. I'm just trying to get more.
Oh, not the whole job.
This ain't got nothing to do with you.
This is for me.
This ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't care. You can keep the supervisor title. You can keep whatever title you got. I'm trying to get better for myself. When I'm talking to these people about giving me $1 or $2 extra, this ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so they was telling me what I need to do. Like, you need to go to college for this. One of my department heads, her name was Melissa. I forgot her whole name, but her name was Melissa. She had a black husband. I know that because on her desk, she had the little happy picture. You know what I'm saying?
Of her and the black husband.
Behind her was all of her degrees. And one of them said business administration. That's what I got my degree in at UHD. I used to go to the graduations. As an engineer, you work the graduations.
Set up everything. You had
work
to
in the graduations. Like if it get too hot in the graduation auditorium, we there on call to make sure we can troubleshoot and get it back going. So if the lights go out, plumbing, all that, I'm a building maintenance engineer. But that was my job, working a lot of graduations overtime. I worked enough graduations to where I'm like, man, all these people graduating are smarter than me and about to make more money than me. And I can't compete with them if I'm not learning. And so that's what made me go back to get my 4-year, my bachelor's degree from UHD.
Did you walk across that stage? Because you told me 6th grade, 5th grade didn't make it.
I got a picture like this. You know what I'm saying? With the on the thing, I'm walking across stage. They was like, you stop with the picture when you shake hands
With the president.
Hey, I'm all like this with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course.
Because the other ones you didn't make it.
Nah.
It was always something.
Yeah, it's just I didn't want to walk across the stage from HCC because I wasn't really proud of an associate's degree. It was just a certification. I just wanted to make more money, and that's all it was. It wasn't like I'm proud. I feel better. I felt better when I graduated from UHD. When I graduated from UHD with my business degree, I felt like I could do anything.
But how? You had already been in the Swift program. You had already done that. You could do anything. You had already came from the SWAT to the South Side where the kids don't even know you. At that age, you prove you could do. Why are you still trying to make yourself feel like you can do anything when you already have proven that you can do anything?
Because you can't graduate and stop. You can't achieve a goal and stop. You got to keep going. You got to find another mountain is what I call it. Everybody is a mountain climber.
Everybody's not.
Well, no, let me rephrase that.
You're an adrenaline junkie.
Some people climb mountains, but everybody's not a mountain climber.
There we go.
I'm a mountain climber. So what I mean by that is some people, they still on the same mountain. Since they was born, they've been trying to climb this mountain that they climbing right now. I've climbed the mountains, got to the top, walked back down, told people what tools and stuff I used to get to the top, gave them some gems on the way down, and then went and found another mountain, got to the top, crawled back down, you know what I'm saying, found another mountain. It's like hiking, right? You hiking on the same energy it take to go up is some of the similar energies go take to come back down.
Yeah.
And I don't mind going up and coming back down. Some people go up the mountain and stay there.
Because they're scared of the comeback down.
They don't even want to learn nothing new. They're comfortable. The money's good. The family good. They got the respect that they want. All that. For me, it's like, nah, I'm go back down. I'm talking to people on the way down. I'm giving these chat GPT gems and Jews and telling them all about AI. And then I'm going to find another mountain and work my way up there and not stay there either. Even if I become great at that, I'm not going to stay there. I want to keep being a student. You can't be a student if you stay at the top of the mountain. And so I always want to be a student like forever. So what did the business spark, or that business degree, or that sense of accomplishment? What did it spark in you that nothing else had sparked? I see other things. I hear that they piqued your interest, but this changed your life, obviously. It did.
Because now, business Marcus, who done wrapped all that other shit, shows up.
Yeah. I tell everybody that when you're learning something, if you learn how to get a job, you're going to be successful. But if you learn how to create jobs, you're going to be successful. And so the whole time prior to me getting my business degree, my mind was to, hey, I'm finna go learn something new, get certified, get this trade, and I'm going to go upgrade my resume, and I'm going to get this job. I'm going to apply for a job. When I got my business degree, it really wasn't like hey, I'm going to graduate and then apply for this job.
See what company I can get into.
It was more like I'm going to graduate, which I did. I still, applied and got hired. 90 days. I was fired on my 89th day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit crazy. But that's a whole, I don't even want to go there. You know what I'm saying? But you go from learning how to get a job where you get certified, you update your resume, and you showing people that you want to give you an opportunity, like, look what I got. And then instead of that, you go from learning to create jobs. And that was the mindset shift. It's like when you get a business degree, you can learn how to get a job still, because every building is a business.
Right.
So same thing with electricity, which is the same thought process that I had for business, right?
It
was like electricity is in every building all over the world. Let me do this because I travel everywhere. I know how big the world is. I'm never going to just stay in Houston. That's why we have, stores all across the U.S. and all this other stuff. So it's like knowing that if it worked with electricity, then it'll work with business.
Because it's in every building.
Every building is a business.
That's right.
Every building is a business. Every building is managed by somebody.
Yep.
And so if you learn business, you have opportunity to work for anybody, anywhere. Or you can start your own.
That's the crazy part, though. Because if anybody Googles you, looks at the U of H downtown, they still be repping you, got the world in your hands.
Shout out to UHD, man. They got me the billboard,
they got
magazine
you quoted
cover, all that, man.
At the little job fairs, they got the pop-ups of you. And then you go from the suited dude back to popping trunk. Literally.
No, so pop trunk was...
No, I mean...
Oh yeah, for the bundles.
Yeah, you did all that. You reached those heights. And I understand you got a business degree to build a business, but people would have looked at it and said, man, this dude in the suit, man, this dude done made it. He got the military money. Why, if I'm not tripping, why I gotta roll up at this dude at Sonic and he gonna pop his trunk and open a briefcase? How did you go from this suited dude, U of H, I got this, I'm a businessman now, to down to the last $800?
So that 800 came from when I left U of H. After working there for a couple years, I applied for an engineering job downtown. So I had an engineering job. I'm working at the federal courthouse building. It's like a big red box looking building. I remember seeing Scarface in the elevator. This is like when he was going through some Fed cases and stuff.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But he didn't see me. I saw him, right?
Right,
so I'm a worker.
Right.
I got the uniform on, and I just see him getting on the elevator, and it's a federal courthouse building. So you see how type of people coming in and out of there. But me having access to all of those spaces didn't sit right with some of the judges and the attorneys, because I'm still,
Because you still,
you know what I'm saying, I still look like me. Even though I'm qualified up here,
Right.
I still look a certain way. And
Right.
so they ended up, we ended up going through some things. You know what I'm saying? By 89th day, I get fired and stuff like that. So when I got fired, I had to take my last $800, last couple of dollars, right? I called Warren, even before we started She's Happy Hair, working as an engineer. I'm working with Bougie Hair.
okay.
So Bougie Hair.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they
All
still
right.
there?
Definitely not.
Okay, so shout out to Bougie Hair. You know what I'm saying? them my niggas, you know what I'm saying? So I actually started with them.
Okay.
In the hair industry. But then I got Eddie Kane from the group. And so once I got Eddie Kane from the group, I started She's Happy Hair.
You want my spot flash?
You feel me? And so it's like, okay, y'all don't want me to work with y'all? Cool, no problem. I know enough to go. I just graduated my business degree.
Was that the problem? They didn't want you because you were a smart nigga and they was hood niggas?
No, they was already making a lot of money. So when they originally brought me in, it was to be on the team. But then, you know, some things transpired and, you know, I had to go get some more money to invest. And I didn't have that money to invest because I was broke. You know, they didn't know that that I was already living checked out, fired or whatever. So they don't know that like I'm struggling. But I'm finna go get this money that y'all said I need to invest.
Right.
But I didn't show back up with the money until I had it. So it took like a week or two for me to show back up with the money, I think, if I remember right. And when I did, they was like, bro, we making enough money.
We don't need you.
Yeah, we making enough money, bro. And so that was really heartbreaking to me, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought we was going to, you know, go on this entrepreneurial journey together and stuff like that. And like I said, we all still cool, but what I did was I took the information that I got from our meetings and stuff and called some of my other homeboys, called Warren Broadnex, called a few people and was like, look, bro, I got this idea. You know what I'm saying?
Why hair? I mean, no offense. You ain't got none.
Nah.
And so that doesn't, you're a very manly man, so that's not the thing. It's not like you were saying, okay, I'm finna turn a new group over here that I fuck with on. That wasn't your thing. Of course, we know you said you cute in the States. Of course, you're dealing with women.
All over. All over the world.
Let's make that known. All over. Every other city we go. But if it's not in a Playboy style, and if you weren't trying to use the hair to get in with the women, why the fuck did you pick hair? How did you get to bougie? Why hair? We're talking like 2005, 2006. This ain't Instagram creating a job.
It's
There's no
2012.
Facebook.
2012.
Okay,
Yeah.
still, that was
Instagram just came out like 2010, 2011,
2009, something. So, but come on.
It was so the hair, when you really think about a lot of industries, the hair industry has always been wide open. Beauty supply as a whole. So even though beauty supply stores been open for years in our neighborhoods, nobody provided the service that we should expect when we're spending that type of money.
You break,
know?
you buy.
Yeah. And so when you go into those beauty supply stores, it was products on there with dust on them. You know, so it kind of shows the lack of care that industry had prior to us jumping in. Even though they sold hair care products and they got dust all on them and, you know, nobody's cleaning anything up or dusting anything, they also didn't care to ask the customers what bundle should we carry? What, it was just what was it? Indian, like Remy,
Yaki.
Yeah, it was all that was a popular, the bag hair and all that.
Either A or B, and that's your only choice.
And they never really asked the customer, like, what do you desire? They were just giving the customer what they wanted, and that played a big part in us, being able to ask the customers what they want, listen to the customers, and really fill that void. And then once you jump into that industry, let's say beauty supply, that whole industry, they never market. They never advertise. They never promote it. They're not doing any TV, no radio. They're not marketing online. There's no back to school specials, no prom, graduation sales, no nothing. They didn't, no Black Friday. I don't remember seeing a Black Friday sale at no beauty supply store.
Who gonna put weave and glue? Who gonna think about putting the $2 slides that you see in there? Shout out to the bitches in the bonnets that don't pick up their feet. Who gonna think about doing that? Why would we need to do that? Why would you think?
I think it's important to jump in the game. Like if you see that people are, supporting a certain industry or a certain product, or somebody getting rich, you can sit there and watch them get rich, or you can get your piece of the pie. And I think it's important to, get your piece of the pie. It's not the size of the pie that matters. Just get you some dessert. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people be like, oh, such and such already doing that, such and such already doing that. But okay, well, you ain't gonna get no dessert.
But 2012, they weren't doing it. Bougie was new. People still didn't even understand the concept. Like, you're going to go in there to get some...
Super Weave Express, Hair Extraordinaire. It was a couple companies that...
So I thought Super Weave came like after you. I thought they did, because I'm a woman in the game, but I was raised, this is weird, but I was raised only women who were lazy wore weave. And so but when I moved down here, it was like, oh no, shit, it's convenience. It's to add something that you don't normally have. There was a flair to it. But how did you know, as a man, a gentleman that's from the Navy, how did you know what to say, what to do? What the fuck made you come and pop up with the briefcase? Why did you say, not only am I gonna go in the hair, I'm finna do it like the dude with I got them toothbrushes, man.
You got to present things different. So we all got access to the same products and resources out here in the world, whether it's a AI tool or application that you're using online, a CRM or whatever, right? And then the product. Everybody got access to the patties, but everybody not McDonald's. Everybody got access to whatever you can think of, right? But you can't be that. And so what makes everybody different is the service provided, the communications that you're having with the customer when they're not in the store, when they are in the store, after they leave the store, how you marketing, how you advertising, all that kind of matters.
But you was no offense, I love how you're talking about service and quality and what the customer expects. But the people that you were servicing at the beginning, most people wasn't calling them customers. People was calling them strippers. They was calling them hoes. They was calling the chicks in the not
I call
you.
them happy chicks. She's happy chicks is what we call.
What made you decide to say, I'm gonna be the one to make these women happy? Because right now you're talking about them as customers. You are the first person that I've heard anybody talk about somebody with a bonnet in them as a customer.
For sure. So when you grow up the way I did, you don't really want to sell to the guys you was fighting. You want to get away from that. You want to go to hair shows. You want to be outside the club marketing with your flyers, handing them to people that you don't mind seeing again.
The women.
You know what I'm saying? And that matters. You want to choose the right industry based on your life set and where you want to go. If I was marketing to, certain audience, then I wouldn't be smiling all the time. I have to be mean mug, trying to fit into, and then leave with the money.
Leave. You got to get out of there with it. That's a underrated blessing, underrated skill.
So all of that is just like, and again, I just saw how wide open it was on the marketing side. It was like, this is an industry that isn't an industry. We created the industry. It was people already selling hair.
It wasn't us.
But it wasn't like the industry you see now. She's Happy Hair actually created the hair industry that you see online, in stores, the service, because they were going to beauty supply to get all that in the store. Now you got hair stores. You know what I'm saying?
Specific.
Yeah, you already had hair stores. Shout out to Mr. Indian Hair too. You already had hair stores, but they wasn't providing the same service in store and online that we are. They didn't fly overseas. You know, we went to China, India, Brazil. You know, I've been over there go get it. This after the Navy.
But how'd you know that your $800? How'd you know that this was gonna be the move? It was like, this is your last 800. You fired.
The guys from Bougie Hair had made like almost $4,000 in a weekend.
But you're not them.
They made $4,000 in a weekend selling hair. So if we could get $800 worth of hair,
I can make 4,000.
Yeah, for sure, I can flip that. Because again, you know, I've never been the type of person to get the money and give it back to people. So I'm not gonna get the money and then go spend it. I'm gonna get the money and then put it back into bundles. And it just kept going from there. And we kept going. And then once it got to a certain point, it's like, okay, we're making a lot of money selling hair.
A lot of money.
And we only taking money, like basically what we call a living wage. So we didn't have salaries at this time. I chose Warren because he was a firefighter. And Warren, as a firefighter, you work 2-3 days out the week. You got the rest of the time off
to do what you need to do.
Yeah, and so that was a great business partner, and he had extra money. You know what I'm saying? So you get a chance to put all that together and just get that ball rolling. You know, from 800 to $100 million in sales. Today.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I was just teaching my people about this book called Humble Brag, and it's where you just kind of drop some shit down there. You just said, 800 to 100 million. Nah, nigga. 800 to flipping it out the trunk to where we get the first store. How do we make it past Super Weave Express? Bougie is closed.
So Super Weave, I'll start there. Super Weave, what they messed up on, and I try to share this with a lot of stylists and people that's jumping into the hair industry. Super Weave jumped in selling product and providing a service, which is cool. A lot of people think, I'm going to provide a service and I'm going to sell the product. Stylists be like, I'm going to do hair, then I'm going to sell my own product and all this, you know. And what happens is when you provide a service and you got the product, even if you got the best product, the other stylists aren't sending their customers to you
to get your product.
It's just not happening. You're a competition now. And so we made sure at She's Happy Hair that we didn't provide the service. We only sell the product. When you send your customer to us as a stylist, we're sending that customer right back. Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about us poaching.
Part of the ecosystem.
Okay.
And so Super Weave was competition to the ecosystem. And so even though they had stores all across the Texas area, Beaumont, all over Houston, and you heard them on the radio and
home of it.
They gone now, right? Because I think it's because even if that's not the reason, that was gonna prevent them from getting as high as they could get, because the rest of the world isn't promoting for you. There's no word of mouth happening. Nobody's telling their customer that you got the best hair. Go over there, get the best. Go get the Brazilian, by the way, from over there at Super Weave. Nobody was doing that, because if they did, you telling them, you can get it done here too. You know what I'm saying? So that prevents a lot of stylists from jumping into the hair side of things. Even if they do, they limit themselves because of the reasons I'm telling you. The psychology of the customer and the stylist and the whole ecosystem is that.
Some people say that you made go back to the humble brag. Some people say you made the 100 million because he's a good looking man, he's single, and he catered to baby mamas. He catered to all the chicks. Is that a bad thing if you ever heard that about yourself? Because what I see, that's how you made the 100 million, because the baby mamas, the single mamas, those are the ones that need the sale on Black Friday. Those are the ones that need the 20% off.
Well, they buy right now. There ain't no sale happening right now.
They buy.
Yeah.
But for themselves, they always gonna make a way. But for the kids, sometimes it's hard to sacrifice when you young too. You gave them a time that they didn't have to sacrifice and still can make the kid feel special.
And we finance. So, the whole sale thing, and I'm always happy to provide.
Did you just say we finance?
Yeah. We finance the hair extensions, the bundles. When you do a sale in a business, that's a perk for the customers. All your customers are excited about the sale. That's why Amazon Prime Day is so exciting to everybody, and they created the day.
Yeah.
That's why I try to tell everybody about the hair industry. We created the Black Friday sales,
the prom
in the hair industry, the prom, the graduation, the back to school. They didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
I brought that to the industry because I saw it working in other industries. I saw the financing working in other industries. I saw the sales cycles, the forecasts working in other industries. I see that if you collect all the data, that you can celebrate and educate and make offers to the customer.
But data wasn't available when you was doing that.
It was.
How?
Yeah, it was. Every time a customer come in the store, we getting phone numbers, names, emails, all that. We've been doing that. We used to have a happy experience at the House of Darion. That ain't even here no more.
It's not even here anymore. Shout out to House of Darion.
Shout out to Beyonce, Matthew Knowles, you know what I'm saying? And we were already collecting all that data years ago. And so when stuff like COVID hit and all this and that, we've been having money because we got the data. Most people jump into business and they get the money without the data. And when you do that, you don't stay in business forever because you still got to tell the customer where to go, when, how much.
When to click. You have to train them.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of money. And it's weird. You just brought up COVID. We had, of course, shout out to Simply Sense and Sam. We had Shan on here.
Good in here.
You know what I'm talking about? I gotta rep my people because when I see how it goes, it's like you. Well, how does she do that? I'm one of those ones. So what I want to know and what a lot of us want to know is how the hell? Okay, we get the weave in 2012 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Variety matters too, though.
As far as hair?
Everybody sold Brazilian hair, and there was one spot that had Indian hair. When we jumped in with Brazilian hair, Peruvian hair, Malaysian hair. We had a combination of variety because we actually been overseas, military. Most of the people in the hair industry probably didn't even go at the time that we was going over there. Now people are traveling a lot more, but at that time, you talk to people, they ain't never been to China.
They had never been there. Yeah, and a lot of them still haven't gone. You're giving them way more credit. They're zooming right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But variety is probably going to be part of the answer because you balling up into the part like, y'all were going crazy. And it's funny you call it She Happy because you were keeping these women happy.
Yes, ma'am.
But how? COVID, it doesn't matter. Shit shut down. How were you able to stay?
I'll throw it out there. Go ahead.
How were you able to stay? Not only did you stay, and I think it might have been right before going into COVID, you were starting to do innovative weave shit. You got hair and vending machines.
Oh yeah.
You were in Walmart.
Yes. Walmart.
Like
Macy's, Lennox Mall and Macy's in Atlanta.
This is big time. Yeah. How did
little Black history right there. Shout out to Walmart. So during COVID, when COVID hit and the whole world shut down, they was telling us that we wasn't essential.
Hair.
Yeah. And so, some stores were still open. Grocery stores, department, whatever. I remember seeing a Cricket store, Wireless open. But they were saying that we wasn't essential. And even though they were saying that, we was bucking the system. We like, we essential to my family tree. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It might not be essential to you.
But she can't show up
my
at
family
work.
tree. This is essential to my family tree.
I got you.
So we opening.
We're open.
We had constables showing up at different times, shutting us down and all that. And we ended up shutting down in Houston during COVID. But it was a long time before we shut down in Atlanta because Atlanta was still open. It was still popping, even during COVID. Everybody outside, right? And because of that, because Walmart was open, we had our store location inside of Walmart, in the front of Walmart, right? They made us shut our store down after so many days. So She's Happy
Walmart's
Hair,
open.
The Walmart, the She's Happy Hair in Atlanta was the last hair store probably to be open in the world because we were open with Walmart for a couple of days. And then they made us shut down. Even though we was using the same air and electricity as Walmart, they shut us down. It was still customers coming into Walmart though.
Because a black man's not supposed to know that cheat code. You did understand it. You beat the system. A black man's not supposed to be smarter and beat the loop. You're not supposed to still be thriving. COVID, I understand it was a flu, a virus, whatever. Sorry, y'all. It was designed to reset the economy. It was designed to reset some of y'all niggas who had gotten out of line and was making a lot of money like you. What's crazy is I ear hustle a lot. I ever heard a story that you were saying, yeah, man, people don't know what failure is. I had to close 2 stores.
Yeah.
Still a millionaire.
Of course.
But nobody even hears about me closing 2 stores.
Yeah. Like, nobody posts those. You gonna post the grand opening, not the grand closing.
But how are you able to lose stores? Because when I was here hustling and hearing you telling that story, you was telling it with a laugh because you came back with the laugh. I mean, people don't know you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Does that help you with the business world? Because you said that with a laugh and a grin. You're like, well, shit, I'm still a millionaire. It didn't stop me. How does something that would normally stop the rest of the world, COVID, losing 2 stores that was producing great money, how does that not even knock you down and you still show up with a crown on your head?
Most of the stores or businesses and people that lost money and went out of business during COVID is because they didn't collect any data. That's it. It's just data. That's why Amazon I think Amazon made like $126 billion or something like that in a 6-month period during COVID because they got all the data. The data is being able to tell the people where to shop. If you can't tell people come to your website right now, you ain't gonna make no money. You can have the best looking website. You can have a grand opening for your store. But if you ain't got no data, you ain't gonna make no money. You hoping people come in. If you spend your life hoping people do what you need them to do, you're going to lose. We don't hope. We tell people what to do, whether it's a radio ad, an email, a text. A lot of people don't understand the difference between marketing, advertisement, and promotion. Totally different. You know what I'm saying? But we do. And so you got to know what to put where, when, to bring the people and to really make it happen. So when COVID hit, we went from $11 million to $16 million in sales.
You say that again?
From 11 million the year before COVID to like $16 million in sales, I think 2021.
That's what I thought you said. Because I'm watching y'all close on the side of the freeway. They were closed. But you just said you didn't go down, you went up.
Yeah.
And you just said you got to tell people what to do. Is that the boss in you? Is that the business in you? Or is that the military in you?
That's a billionaire. If you want to be a billionaire, you want to do what the billionaires are doing. Everybody that's a billionaire got data. Elon Musk bought Twitter for the data. He don't care about social media. He bought Twitter for the data. He want to have the megaphone. He want to be in charge of the media. He wants to get all that data that Jack Dorsey had that he was sitting on. It's like this. I sell house shoes too.
I was going to get to that. The funniest thing is there was another crisis. Everybody else sitting at home. You were sitting in house shoes.
Making stuff, creating, trying to figure out a way, because I knew that when the world opened back up after COVID, everybody will be starting from the beginning. Now with AI, everybody's starting from the same. With all these tools that we got now, everybody starting from here. You can do anything. You really can. With AI and CRMs and automation, it's nothing that you can't do if you want to. Now, if you want to stay the same, cool. If you want to make money online, you can tap in. I got a webinar I do the last Saturday every month. I've been doing it since 2020, showing people what I've been doing online to get this money online. And everything I'm doing online, everybody can log into and do it. You know what I'm saying? And so the last Saturday of every month, I do these master classes where I'm showing people exactly how we collect data and what we do with the data. Now, I brought up Elon Musk and Twitter because Jack Dorsey, even though he had access to all this data, he was only selling you or providing you a service with Twitter stuff.
That's right.
Now, when Elon Musk buys Twitter, he also gets the data. So when he get the data, he gonna sell y'all Teslas. He finna sell you verification check mark. You know what I'm saying? He finna start providing a product and
that
service
you say is important.
that the data might respond to. All the data, the customer's not gonna respond to every offer. But if you're not sending the offer, they can't give you no money. Does that make sense? It's like if you got a business, whatever you selling, you sell barbecue, and people with the line long, and you selling out a barbecue, but you ain't asking no name, number, email at the register. You can't tell the person to come back and get your pork ribs.
No, I can just open and pray that line forms every day.
Then that's what people do. That's what people was doing before COVID, and that's what people doing right now, and that's why they going out of business.
So you ain't praying, you pushing.
I'm pushing. I'm getting. I'm growth hacking. I'm collecting data every day online as if my life depended on it. I'm taking all this data and I'm dumping it into my CRM that I know is automatically working. If you don't have any automation set up, you're not making any automatic money.
Hold on. I'm reading Atomic Habits right now, and they were talking about people don't fail at goals because I suck at putting these goals and sticking to them, but they say people fail at systems.
Oh yeah.
And it sounds like this is what you're saying, but it's so weird because, again, and this is what I love about my people and people like you that can blow this up, make these millions. You're saying this and you're using words like CRM. I studied before you got here. I know what a CRM is.
Customer relationship management.
Okay, but I'm not, how are we going to look at you with the hoodie and the crown and say, yo, that dude is getting it.
You got to know I don't want to go back to where I was. So if you know my story, then it's like, oh, okay, I know where he come from. And I just don't want to go back to, you know what I'm saying, lack of, not knowing. I don't want to be told what to do. I want to know what I'm about to do. I don't want to be on the opposite side of the coffee cup holders. I don't want to read policies. I want to write policies. So you got to do certain things to, to get into those positions. And I'm doing what I need to do to stay ahead of the game. I don't think people are learning the way that I'm learning. I learn something new all the time, so it's just staying ahead of the game and
You talk about the policies and we talk about the business. I see you with the tattoos. I see you out. I see you doing your thing. I see you being a young man too. Shout out to some of the things we're not going to mention, but I see you enjoying yourself. But I also see you giving veterans presentations.
Oh, yeah.
Being an advocate in the community. You're big on young men learning that there are other ways for them. When the fuck do you have time for you, and why is it still important if you already have the millions and the data and the information and the house shoes?
That's part of greatness. Greatness isn't your success. Greatness is the success of those after you. So I'm already great. If I die today, I'm great. You know what I'm saying? I done did stuff that people could be like, man, they don't even know half the stuff I done did. People don't even know my life story and the military service, the time, everything that I did in the military was historical. You know what I'm saying? The way I grew up in the hood was historical. People know me for those things, but the what I want to be known for is the message, the blueprint. I told other people how to get to where I'm at. I told other people how to change their life. I told other people how to create a foundation for their family tree. I told other people about these veteran benefits that nobody know about.
Cause you tap in, boy.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's important. If we don't know the true benefits that you get as a veteran or during your time in service, right, then the rest of our community is going to continue to suffer and stay stuck.
Why is the community important to you? You a millionaire. Why you care? Nobody else seems to be caring about what goes on in the community. Why not just slang weave, buy your big white boy trucks, hang out, do your thing, look good, smell good, go travel the world? Why not do that? Why do you come back in and pour back into some of these young men who don't care? Their own daddies don't pour back in. Why do you come back into a female who does candles? Why do you stop on a Sunday to come out of your day to come talk to her crowd?
She's a veteran too, by the way.
She is. She talked about the veterans benefits. And one of the things she's talked about is shout out to Marcus.
Yeah.
I learn stuff all the time because Marcus is always dropping them gems.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's cool or you need to, or it's your job to take on the bullies of every aspect? You take on the bullies of the community. You take on the bullies of the veterans. Why is that still your job, Marcus? Why are you still trying to knock them out?
That's what I was told it takes to be great. Chief Troy Fenner wouldn't be the chief of police if he didn't have that mindset. He's been a great man. So because of what he's done for me, it's making the city better. It's making the community better. And so it's my job to do what people did for me, for the others, for the youth. When during the time of me starting She's Happy, I was also getting my teacher certification. I got teacher certified.
What? Okay, so he's a plumber. He's a esthetician. He's an electrician.
I could be an esthetician.
You got amazing
I could be OBGYN. I let you know. Hey, that ain't supposed to be.
Hey, listen. Watch the behind the scenes. We're gonna talk about his certification in that. But I mean, what? Why are all these things? Why do you keep putting tools? When are you gonna put that bag up? People don't know. We talked about the house shoes. They don't know it's a subscription.
Man, if you want to be a billionaire, you want to do what the billionaires are doing. Billionaires collect a lot of data. They talk to people that's not in front of them. You ain't never met Jeff Bezos.
Never.
But he send you a lot of emails.
I was talking about him earlier.
It's an Amazon email in your email right now.
Every single day.
Every day.
Yep.
He talking to you, right?
It's on
They collect
Prime.
a lot of data. They talk to people that's not in front of them. And then they also put you on a subscription or membership. All of them. Those three things. I want to be a billionaire.
So you're talking to people that you're not in front of?
All the time.
Not normally.
All the time. I'm talking to people that I'm not in front of, convincing them to do what I want them to do. Whether it's go to my website or come into my store. Or just educating them like, hey, your house shoes are old, bro. You got the same house shoes from last year. It's time for some new ones. That's in the email. I'm trying to convince you. I'm scaring you.
That shit stink, bro.
Yeah, I'm scaring you into buying it. But if I'm not talking to you, you wearing them same old house shoes forever until somebody else talk to you.
I feel like you know my life.
One of my competitors go talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would I wait on my competitors to talk to you and celebrate with you and tell you Happy National Earth Day, which was April 22nd? I know that it was National Earth Day because I sent the email.
I know you popping out the Mexican house shoes with Cinco de Mayo.
We made $5,000 off of a National Earth Day email that we sent to our customer list saying Happy National Earth Day. You see what I'm saying?
Time to recycle them house shoes.
But if you don't send that, then you don't get that. And so a lot of people in business don't understand the importance of data and talking to the people that's not in front of you. So that way you can be top of mind when they think about the service or the product that's needed. But if you're not celebrating with them year round via email or text, then you give the opportunity for them to think of another brand and go give some money to another brand.
Are you a control freak?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm not even the CEO if She's Happy Here.
Don't try to do that, because you are the same dude that creates a new business. Like if you're ever creating business, you're the same dude that creates a new business. A hangman tears your hands up, and if they look on your Instagram, they see you out there on the microphone, say, hold on, Derek, hold on, Derek.
Aim for a couple seconds for your chance to win $100.
Why are you still doing it?
I like creating. I like creating opportunities and jobs for other people. Hanging gang is something I'm doing now, but you go see other people doing that with the Hanging Gang shirt on, and I'm gonna be paying them X amount of dollars an hour to get out there and do what I'm doing right now. Same way it was with hair. I was out there slanging bundles. No longer am I slanging bundles, but other people are. Same thing with the house shoes. That's gonna be different because we don't have a brick and mortar space for that. It's all online. So ain't no manpower or none of that stuff needed. It's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all online, right? But I'm creating jobs. That's what I'm doing. I'm creating jobs. I'm not done creating jobs. I'm still creating. I don't think I'll be done creating no time soon. And none of us should be done creating no time soon because of AI. You can literally do anything.
It's funny because you're celebrating AI. Most people are saying, man, it's going to take our shit and it's not going to. What is AI going to do for you that you can't do for yourself? What is it going to do for me? How is it going to double up my successes and eliminate my failures as somebody new coming in? What can I do with it?
Whatever you want to do in life, if you use AI, you'll do it faster. So the brands and businesses that took 100 years to grow, now it only takes 10 years to do what people did in 100 years. It only takes 2 years to do what people did in 10 years. Right now with AI, CRM. A CRM, again, it allows you to talk to people that's not in front of you. AI allows you to create anything you can think of. So there's nothing that I can think of that I can't create right now. Drake just did a verse.
Did he?
AI.
That's what I said. So did he?
He thought about it. He was like, man, I want to create a song with Snoop and Tupac, and nothing could stop him. Because you got access to AI. If you got access to these tools, there's nothing that can stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do, whatever you want to create. Now, the thing is, AI is going to allow you to create anything, but not sell everything. So everybody is like a rapper. I got this mixtape. Who know you got the mixtape, bro? Who know you go hard? Nobody know you go hard because you ain't telling nobody. You ain't automated nothing. You ain't got no CRM automatically talking to the fans and the customers. You just got this mixtape, bro, and you going around and everybody face to face asking for them to support your new album or your mixtape and all this and that. And when you got AI, you can just do more online. And a lot of people think of AI as like, it's just a thing or a fad. No, it's here. It ain't going nowhere. The most important AI tool right now is ChatGPT. All the AI tools are important, but all the other AI tools are only going to allow you to do 1, 2, or 3 things on that platform. ChatGPT allows you to do all types of stuff.
Are you this type of automated at home? Is Marcus, regular Marcus, automated in life?
I teach everybody around me, what I'm doing to be successful. And even if they don't want to do it, they hear it again.
But in personal life, your personal life runs on systems. You get up at a certain time. You got an electric toothbrush. I do
have an electric toothbrush. Nah, everybody should have an electric toothbrush.
I do too, because I pay for these. So I'm going to make sure and keep them polished.
If you don't have an electric toothbrush, text me. You get what I'm saying?
Because there you go.
Yeah. Shoot me a text.
What you doing with that text?
Now, hold on. What I'm saying is, well, first, if you don't have an electric toothbrush, I want you to text me.
So you can sell them
and not talk to me. You feel me? Because you might not, you know what I'm saying? That little arm string might not do what it's supposed to do. If it electric, we know you got fresh breath. But if you got that manual toothbrush in 2024, tweet me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, tweet me, man. Don't hit me up. You know what I'm saying? But toothbrushes. I went to this thing called the Cancer Fair.
The what?
The Cancer Fair. This goes along with my confidence too.
Okay.
So even though I'm rich off hair and I'm balling off other stuff, because I make like, $2,000-$3,000 every time I pull that hanging gang out. You know what I'm saying? Go to these festivals. I'm racking up. I go days with no winners sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so confident in business because I know how big the world is. and I know all the products in this house is made in China. And I don't have a problem with going to China to get it and then coming back with it. Some people are waiting on other people to go to China and come back with it. I don't have a problem going to the Canton Fair, figuring out what's coming or what's already here, putting a brand name on it, going to the factories, telling them, hey, you selling this toothbrush is the most sold toothbrush on Amazon, this electric toothbrush. I want you to take this toothbrush and change this on it.
Tweak it.
Yeah. Put this brand name right there. Change the color. And I'm going to sell it on my website. And I'm going to collect all this data and I'm going to sell it to everybody that got teeth. Automatically. And even if you don't buy it in the first email or the 7th or the 21st, you go buy it. You go buy it. Because I ain't going to stop sending the emails. I'm going to keep creating the emails on AI. Easily. I can go on my phone right now and create 30 emails right now and automate it and send it to you where you have 30 emails going to you throughout the year convincing you to buy some toothbrushes.
It sounds like a game to you.
I mean, it is a game. It's the Matrix. It's like either you in the Matrix or either you could create the Matrix or be in the Matrix. And the Matrix is everything. It's everything. It's from food, restaurants, products, social media. Everything is the Matrix. You in the Matrix. If you in the Matrix, then people are sending you messages telling you what to do. If you create the Matrix, you send them. It's like Black Friday. When Black Friday rolled around, I talk to entrepreneurs and I ask them all the time, like, just people, raise your hand if you excited to buy something this Black Friday. Now raise your hand if you decided to make some money this Black Friday.
Well, I thought about it, but I wasn't sure, and then I was thinking maybe everybody else gonna be selling on Black Friday too, so that might not be the time for me because everybody gonna be doing it.
That is the time. Everybody gonna be spending too. You worried about everybody doing it, trying to get money, but you're not even thinking about everybody spending too.
That's how they think though.
Everybody spends for Black Friday, back to school, the forecast that we've been talking about. That's gonna happen for the rest of our lives, whether you in the game or not. Whether you create the Matrix or if you in the Matrix, it's still gonna happen. So what I mean by creating the Matrix and being in the Matrix is like every Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Black November, you start getting these messages from these companies and services and stuff like that. And you can get those and respond to the Walmart message saying, come get this big screen and go wait in line at 8 a.m. and, do whatever somebody told you to do. Or you can be up creating some stuff, telling people what to do. I don't buy nothing on Black Friday. Make a lot of money on Black Friday though. Whole lot of money every year. Just not just in hair, in everything. Because the psychology of the customer is to spend for Black Friday. We didn't create it. I'm just playing the game.
Okay, so with the game,
we created the Black Friday in hair. We created the back to school in hair. We created the prom and graduation in hair. The other
those things were already there. You just created to take advantage of them.
In the hair industry.
What is your
tax-free weekend too? Because you got to think of tax-free weekend happens in Texas every year. Every year for the past couple of years, we make a lot of money on tax-free weekend.
Shout out to the Juneteenth sale that he finna have. I want my 2% royalties on that.
Of course we got a Juneteenth sale. You know what I'm saying? But before 2-3 years ago, nobody was having Juneteenth sales.
So does this not make you a culture vulture? It sounds like you capitalize on all the things that the Black women need a break on or need help on. Does success mean you have to capitalize off your culture? Do you ever get accused of that?
No, never. I don't think it's capitalizing off the culture. I mean, I'm providing a service. I'm providing a product. We're making you happy. I've never heard anybody say we're culture vultures, ever. Now, now that you bring that up, when you look at the hair industry and the billion-dollar industry that it is, along with liquor, it's not the best for our community. That money can be spent elsewhere in the community.
And on the flip side of the coin,
but we do finance. So even if you come in with $500, you can walk out with the $500 after you make a little down payment and still go do what you need to do with that $500 and leave with the bundles to be happy doing whatever it is you're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
There you go with that's the business. That's that entrepreneurial spin, that globalpreneur that you put on it, because you're going to learn, you're going to overcome all the objectives. It seemed like. What is the one success that sucked?
The one success that sucked What sucked as far as success?
Don't do that, Marcus. Don't do that humble brag shit. Don't be Mr. Positive Negro. What is one success that it was good for you, but he's like, fuck, man, I would have been better off if I didn't do that. The shit hit. I mean, it could have been the military. It could have been anything. What was one good positive that fucking just sucked?
Military, man. Like when we started She's Happy Here, we called a lot of our shipmates that was in other cities and states. And, you know, we gave them the opportunity to start She's Happy locations in their cities, Oklahoma, Detroit, San Diego, you know, Alabama, different places. And it was great until it wasn't.
Right.
Because, you know, when you start something as a franchisor, you bring on your team members and they franchisees, and you know, they don't realize what it took to get to where we're already at. And then they come in with their own ideas, not really, you know, just kind of disregarding yours. And so that sucks, you know, when you bring people on and, you know, to help, and then they kind of like disregard or act like, you know, disrespect your mind.
Is that why you still do a lot of your businesses on your own, like that, you know, the hang gang? Is that why that's why I asked where you're a control freak, because you still are so hands-on? But is it because you don't want to have to deal with the disrespect? You don't want the successes that suck?
No, I'm hands-on and She's Happy because I have to be. Like, you know, I got a team that does a lot of great things that I don't do, but what I'm doing on this data side, nobody else is doing. And so I have to do that for our family tree. So it's a lot of things that I used to do with She's Happy Here, but I don't because we got people on the payroll. So I'm definitely not a control freak. I want to know what's going on. I want to know that we winning. I don't want to think and hope that we win. And I want to know like we're winning and we're going to continue to win. And if I don't know what's going on, then, you know, that's not something that feels good. You know, so I need to be hands-on. I need to know how to do it in case you're not there. Yeah. And I don't have a problem with doing anything in any of my companies because, you know, I know how. I read a book called Who Not How. I recommend everybody read it. You know, a lot of times, we wake up, we want to learn how to do everything. We want to be the HNIC. I'm not a boss. I'm not the CEO. I'm not a boss. I'm no HNIC. I'm just a team player. I want to create CEOs. You know, I want to create an executive team. You know, I don't want to be the only executive making all the shots. I want to lean on people so I can be with my family. You know, I want to be doing that so they can be with their family. You know, it takes a team, and it's not like one great leader on the team. It got to be a team full of greats.
We talked about the success that sucks. What's the most phenomenal failure that you've ever experienced? What was one that bombed? Like when I heard you make the joke about, man, I lost 2 stores and shit is still great. What is the one thing that could have wiped you out, but you was like, man, I'm so glad that happened? Or, man, shit, if that hadn't happened, this would have never happened. What's one that most people would have just threw it in, played hang gang on themselves that said, oh, man, this is a blessing? Yeah,
so we've always had situations where, you know, we had all men working in the stores. So we didn't have any problems with, you know, people coming in trying to rob or anything like that. But over time, you know, different people, you know, came in, tried to break in things, you know, so we took some L's. Like it'd be one day where, you know, I think they broke into all 3 of the Houston locations, same night, same morning, between 3 and 6 a.m., you know, so when those things happened, first day of She's Happy Here, when we had our grand opening. First day, we already open.
So that's not a hood myth. That was really your first day, and the stories in the hood, man, motherfucker came from the rafters, took all the hair, and you still had to make it happen. That's real shit.
That shit happened. Yeah, that shit happened. So when it comes to those type of things, so we was already hustling in the trunk, meeting people in parking lots and things like that. When we got the address, you're able to market the products and the location, and not just the product. Before you get a Boxer Property location, you know, those little suites right here across the street, actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Boxer Property. That was the first She's Happy location.
Right.
And so a lot of businesses and brands, they be like, yeah, we got the best this, the best that, best whatever, but you don't have a location.
Right.
So when we can market the location too, that brought the customers to us instead of us hustling, going to meet the customers where they're at. You're not running a business until you got hours of operation, product, service, a team. You just hustling when you meeting people wherever you got to meet people, right? So we went from hustling to actually running the business. And that's, I think, when, you know, you start kind of looking at things differently. You know, I think we posted online on IG that night. Was like, hey, we was in there painting and stuff, you know, getting everything ready. Hey, you know, She's Happy grand opening tomorrow. And so even though we was talking to our customers and potential customers online, we was also talking to the streets.
Yeah.
And so they was like, oh, grand opening tomorrow? They mean y'all stacked. Y'all fully loaded.
And I seen the money y'all getting off them bundles. I want it.
They came in, but we was taking the hair home too, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so we was already hood. You know, I'm already knowing, like, people can break in, so let's take the hair home at that time. You know what I'm saying? We duffel bag boys. You know what I'm saying? So when they broke in and damaged everything, they took some of the hair that was in there, but they didn't take everything from us. So we still cleaned up, opened up, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since. Like, shout out to the team, man, because that would have broke and stopped anybody. Day one.
Day one.
This is day one. This ain't day two. This is like grand opening. She's Happy Hair is now open for business. They broke in, tried to take everything. We cleaned up. Customers still came that next day, act like nothing happened. And so from that point, every time we went through that situation where people did, you know, break in or do this and do that, we just cleaned up and act like nothing happened. That's why you never see a lot of those stories on the news. You probably saw like one or two that went viral, you know, and that was because they showed up. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
with
right.
the cameras and stuff, you know, but that's not something you want to promote as a business or brand. You only want to promote your product and your service.
I don't understand that. It's the one successful failure. Why do you not promote that I'm a boss and I took a loss and I'm still open? Why do you not promote that?
Why would you tell your customers, yeah, they came in here, you know, hoodied up and you scaring people? That's dumb, actually. Like, you should not do that as a business owner. Anything that you go through that's outside of what you usually say to the customer don't need to know. The customer need to know that you give back to the community, that you care, that you open 7 days a week, that you got this type of 5-star service. The customer need to know that they can go on Google and check the 5-star reviews. Notice I say 5-star reviews because it's all we get every day. Every day, in every city, every location, we get 5-star reviews. They coming in like clockwork. But shout out to the team, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's important.
So I know that a lot of people don't know you're a comedian, you have other businesses. You said you want to let this go and so that you can start working with the family. Not let it go, have it on automation and autopilot. But I hear you talking about, I'm still collecting data, I'm still going on tour for this. What is the exit strategy for Mr. She's Happy Hair? When does he stop and when does Marcus get to enjoy everything?
I'm enjoying it. I'm first of all, people that work retire. I don't work, I create. I'm never giving up nothing. Like, I'm creating. I ain't done creating. I'm gonna create some more businesses. I'm gonna create some more jobs for people. I'm not done. The automation and the AI and the CRMs just allow me to create more jobs.
And faster.
That's it. This is doing it faster. I'm just more confident in the job creation.
There's no exit strategy to this whole game.
I would never sell She's Happy Hair. I'm not in the business of selling brands. I hear a lot of people say, yeah, I'm sell this business. You sell your business. I'm going to keep my brand. She's Happy Hair. We sell hair, but we're more than just hair. She's happy shirts. She's happy draws. She's happy socks.
Happy experience.
She's happy experience. She's happy comedy. She's happy anything. It's a brand. So it's like, why would I know what it takes to grow a brand nationally. Even though we don't have stores in every city in all 50 states, we can. There's nothing that can stop me from making money in Iowa, in Rhode Island, in Massachusetts. Why would I sell my brand and then start from scratch with that? Like, no, I wouldn't do that. But what I will do is create other brands that I can also expand across the U.S. and the world, like Hanging Gang. Every time there's a festival on the weekend, I can pull it out and make some money. Or somebody else can.
Pull it out and make some money.
Or I can have a storage in another city and state where I'm giving boys the combination to go and get the hanging and set up in their city and state. And we can have hanging gangs at all the rodeos and festivals all at the same time. I'm trying to get at the Houston Rodeo. I'm going to have about 4 hanging gangs in a row. I want a little space, a little section at the Houston Rodeo, so that way we can provide that same type of service that they get when they shooting the basketball for the Bears and all that. We want some of that.
I ain't gonna lie to you, free piece of game when you was down using San Diego. Like, if you really want to do it, man, start off at the San Diego County Fair. Shout out to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
28 days.
Yeah.
That's one of them things that can make or break a product, a brand that can do all of that.
Trill Burger started at the rodeo. If he didn't start at the rodeo, that's when I first had it.
That's when they were first sampling.
Yeah. I had it at the rodeo. I sit in that long line, and I'll do it again. You get what I'm saying? And the rodeo, those places, you want to be where the people at with your product or your service to get the data. So after the event, you can talk to the people about your product and your service. When I go to festivals, I'm not going to the festival to sell out or to be seen. I'm going to collect the data. If it's 5,000 people come through those gates, I want to collect 5,000 potential customers and put them in my CRM and let that money automatically be made. All 5,000 not go buy hair. All 5,000 might not, they need house shoes because everybody wear house shoes. I started selling house shoes because house shoes is something that everybody needs, not just once, for the rest of their life, the entire family tree.
You grew up with the black grandmama I grew up with. Go and put something on your feet. Don't be walking around this
house. My mama bought me
house.
house shoes every year for her Christmas.
That was what came in the big dollar store bag. The nuts, paws, the fruit, house shoes, socks.
My mama bought house shoes for everybody. Some Fiesta house shoes that we love. 99-cent house shoes we wearing for the whole year.
Step on the back
until we get some new ones, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you already know. Debo house shoes. Yeah. But then my grandma would buy a pack of socks and take one pair out, wrap it up, and give each of us a pair of socks. So, you know what I'm saying? But that house shoe piece comes from my mom as well, knowing how important house shoes made people smile, especially new ones, no matter what they cost.
It sounds like we've learned a lot of things that a lot of people would never know about you. I mean, I swear people see the tattoos, they see this, and they're like, there's no way that this man could have went from 800 to 8 million. But it sounds like you have 100
million.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry,
100 million.
She said 8. Sorry.
That was a terrible mistake.
It might be 108 now, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But
man, cool. Let me get that book. I'm going to start blessing all my podcast guests with the humble brag, because this is what I absolutely love. But it's crazy because it sounds like every single thing that you have done or continuing to do came from what you learned, MLK, or Fondren and all that. You say, my mama taught me this, so I'm going to hit first. I'm going to strike first in the business. I'm going to strike first in the marketing. I'm going to strike first with the data. You said, my grandmama always, these are things that you cherish. You speak of these women. You had slipped in that your sister, you were staying with your sister.
Yep. Shout out to Tootie.
Shout out to one of your sisters that I did my research, know that she's probably Mr. and Mrs. She's Happy Hair, because I'm told that she keeps the operation going. What makes you cater to women so much? And is that going to be your next thing? And is that going to how you're going to ride out? Is Mr. Marcus always going to be, his successes is going to be ride off for catering to women because he was catered to from women?
No, I cater to, I feel a need. I solve a problem in the community. I find a solution for everybody. It's not just women. Again, house shoes is the whole family tree. Hair is just, women, but we got a lot of guys coming in by here. I want to start sending emails to the guys to tell them to buy some hair for their girl, so a lot of times we focus on the customer, but not the person actually giving the money, you know what I'm saying? So I think if we maybe market a little bit to the customer, or to the husbands, or, the spouses, that, they'll probably start showing up with gifts, in the form of a gift card, because some guys don't know what to get when they come to She's Happy Hair. So sometimes just get the gift card for her, bro.
Right. I didn't even know y'all had gift cards. Yeah. God damn. Man, we have held you here long enough, and it was just like a blessing to have you here on this set. And like, why on the way out, just on the way out, last thing we're going to find out and we're going to know, why do you go so hard still? You talk about data, you have it. You talk about systems, you have them in place to gather that. Why are you still going so hard, Marcus? When are you going to ride off these successes?
I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college, right? And so you're supposed to go hard. You're supposed to keep going. Like, you're not supposed to stop. Like, you got your family on your back. And that's really how I feel. I feel like I got the people that love me, or not just rooting for me. They need me to win, to be successful. I take care of a lot of people. I don't give all the time when they ask, but I still take care of. And I think it's important. I tell people, like, God ain't there when you need him all the time.
Nope, but he's right on time.
So you think, don't get mad at me when I can't be, there for you each and every time. But I think that, I'm a great example for the family tree. I'm a great example for the community. And if I'm not speaking what I know, then we're not going as fast as we can go as a team. Because no one person knows the same thing. The things that I know and the way that I deliver it, they not up to game with that. Everybody don't know a lot about AI, the data collection, the automation, the CRMs and all that. I just think it's important to do whatever you do online too. And because I've been making money online for so long, and a lot of people haven't, It's my job, my responsibility, my purpose, God's purpose, right, in me to teach and tell and show in a way that other people can't. Some people can tell you and teach you, but they can't show you at the same time. I can show you. You can log into Instagram right now, go to my DM the word data, and you get a chance to register for these webinars where I'm showing you
there
the
you
tools
go again,
that I'm
telling me
using.
what to do and hooking me.
I'm showing you the tools, though. It's like if you don't get this type of access, then you'll never know that you can do it. I'm showing you things that I'm logging into that you can log into. I'm showing you what I'm prompting these tools to do, that you can prompt these tools to do. Everybody needs to be a prompt something, a prompt engineer, a prompt manager, a prompt expert. You have to log into something and tell it what to do to get the results that you want, whether it's social media, MailChimp, whatever platform you can think of. Is just a tool. You tell the tool, the hammer is just a hammer till you grab it, and you know what I'm saying? So you got to do the right thing with it to get the right results. I just so happen to know what to do with these tools and the hammer, right? And the screwdriver and all these other tools to get the results that I want. And I want everybody else to know too. So we can all change our family tree and start making money online, because if we don't, they will continue to be ahead of the game. I don't know a lot of people in my family that's making money online.
I don't think I have any of mine. They think I'm crazy. Outside of the brand, we're not talking about the vet. We're not talking about the community activist. We're not talking about the not boss, team player. One word for people who don't know Marcus the Man. Who's Marcus the Man? What is Marcus the Man?
One word? Marcus the Man.
Okay, never mind. I've never known Marcus the Man to even say one word. You got as many words as you want. Don't talk. Anything she's happy, data, nothing. Who's Marcus the Man?
I'm not average. I am great now and only greater later. That's who Marcus the Man is. It's like, if you mad now, just wait. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like me now, you know what I'm saying, you're really not going to like me later on.
You're really going to be sick.
Because I'm just getting started. You know, I had a mindset that I can do it again. And so I am. So even though we got She's Happy, we got Hanging Game, we got Cinema Anywhere, we got Life Flex, we got all these brands, it's like, I'm still not finished. So, it's just, that's who I am. I'm a creator.
Y'all heard it, man. Listen, this has been more than what we thought. Everybody thought they was going to come in. He was just going to talk data. He was going to talk weed. We didn't know that this man used to be the hood knockout king. And we're not glorifying that. We're saying he's knocking out every obstacle that has been. And this is Marcus the Man. He's a creator. And what we're doing here is creating a platform for people to express themselves, successes, failures. Before we rock out of here, y'all already know where y'all at. Mr. Marcus the Man, Mr. She's Happy. Look right there. Where can they find you? What can they tap into? Tell them, like you said, what to do.
Hey, look, it's your boy Marcus Bowers TV, your favorite globalpreneur. A globalpreneur is somebody that does entrepreneurial things, not just in the city and state that they in, but online and all over the globe. So if you want to be a globalpreneur, go to my DM on IG, text the word, DM the word Marcus, Marcus, so you can tap in with the community and come learn with us. You know, I think it's important to learn with the world, because it is world-class training taking place right now. And again, no one person knows everything. So when you come with some information to teach me something as well.
Hey, man, he said that the world is his mentor, the earth is his mentor. So we getting the little mentee jewels right here. And he was dropping them. And I'm going to tell you what else you can drop. It's the One Successful Failure podcast, man. If you want more of this, if you want to see more of Marcus, if you just want more of something else, I'll even bring you a little more of the ratchicity. Drop it in them goddamn comments, man. We want to see you in the goddamn comments. It's the One Successful Failure podcast. I'm going to be there. I promise. What you want to say on that, Marcus?
Hey, and because I do want to give the people something. Yeah. I want to give you a chance to win free hair for a year.
Wait a minute.
And all you got to do is text the word happy.
Even my type of people?
To 888-111.
One with the side part, or I get bundles?
And 3 ones. Text the word happy to 888-111, and we'll be sure to choose a winner at some point in time.
Free hair for a year.
Good luck, everybody.
Free hair for a year.
Yeah. We always do giveaways and stuff. We always try and, give the people something, even if they don't have, right? Just a way to keep the people smiling, and everybody like free stuff.
Well, look, then we might as well run something here too with them on this episode or whatever. We want you to meet us in them goddamn comments. Drop bundles. And anybody that drop bundles, I'm going to send your information to Marcus. I might do my own raffle and raffle off a couple of bundles. I might do me a little side part, a little closure. Man, we out of here. Meet us in them goddamn comments, man. Text the word bundle 888
888-111.
We out of
Happy.
this thing.
Peace out.
Happy. Peace.